Hiya, One Piece. Hi. Hi. How have you been? Thank you for the head pat, Richard. I feel as if I have not been here for like a month. Like a month. It actually feels that way whenever I'm gone for like a week. Thank you for the head pat, Sam. I won't phase. If you want some cookies, if you have not gotten contact with me, I can provide you with a tracking number for that. Make sure you get back in touch with me for that, because otherwise I'm not gonna send them out. I'm going to assume that you're probably in like a place that you'll, I don't know, get them and not have any issues or anything. I have had to correct one person's cookie so far. If you live at like an apartment complex or something and you did not give me your apartment number, that is going to be an issue. I've had to correct that once. the total cost of ingredients, it was big. It was a lot. I made a post about it on my Twitter. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. I didn't actually have this pulled up ahead of time. I probably should have, but I did like a full breakdown on what all of the ingredients were and like how much everything costs and yada yada yada. Please send cookies to Brazil. Honestly, like I am willing to mail them anywhere if you guys, you know, if you're fine with me having your address and if you're willing to pay for shipping and stuff. I have sent out all of my cookies though. All the cookies for this year are gone. You're gonna have to wait for next year. I won't phase. Dogs, we're the dogs celebrating yet another Christmas. But there aren't any dogs here. I won't phase. Not yet. I won't be. It's not Christmas today. Haru cookies are on their way. See, I'm not sure if it's going to be a bit until people get their cookies or not, because at least one person already got them. Did you update your tracking? Or has it been that long? What do you mean, did I update my tracking? What do you mean by that? Mine says the 21st. I know at least Saeki already got cookies. As for everyone else, like, I haven't been checking. I haven't been checking. That is for you guys. The tracking on my ears? No. I didn't do anything to my ears. They've always been fluffy and puffy and they move around and stuff. And also I've got my jingle bell on today on my face. It's that time. It's that time of year. I have to wear my Christmas bell. So in regards to how I've been out on phase, this has been one of the most stressful weeks of my entire life. Now that we're like towards the end of wrapping up 2024, I have to be 100% completely honest with you. 2024 has sucked. This has been one of my worst years ever. I have absolutely hated this year. I am looking forward to 2025. I hope things are better in 2025. But I hope you've all had a nice year at One Piece, because we're getting towards the end, and I don't really know what we're going to do yet for our New Year's stream. Thank you for the head patch, Yuraga. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I don't know what we're gonna do just yet. I've been thinking over a couple things, but last year I did a stream where the 31st of Christmas, there are 31 days in Christmas, right? Yeah, I know that. On the 31st, I'll be doing another 24-hour stream like I did last year, and I don't really remember what I did last year for the New Year's stream either. I know we wrote down some New Year's resolutions and stuff, and part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the New Year's resolutions I wrote last year. We're gonna come up with some new ones. I am going to tell you how badly I failed on all of the ones I set last year. I took a look over those recently and I was like, oh man, I did not do a good job. But 2025 is gonna be the year, always. I have a feeling 2025 is gonna be a dumpster fire as well. But hopefully 2025 is like the year for everyone on One Piece. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't really have any plans just yet. I'll probably brainstorm that like over the weekend or something like that. I might just do I might do another stream of gosh, when was that I did that? I did this stream where we played NES games, and you guys could either choose them or randomly pick them out. And I might do that again for SNES games or Genesis games, perhaps. But I might do a better version of that where I make all of the like swap the games cooldowns go on cooldown. So, sorry, all the redeems go on cooldown, so that I have to play something for at least like 5 minutes or something like that. 2025 will be the year I either get it all back together or retreat squatting into a national park. Don't do that one. 2025 is a perfect square. Therefore, it'll be a perfect year for squares, and I'm a cube, which is like a square, but better. What do you mean it's a square? What is that supposed to mean? Oops, all bumsy. Let's play a game. I'm gonna set a timer and tell Haru how long it takes. What do you mean? Like, I have to try to guess whenever it's been that long or something? 45 squared is 25. Is it? I'm not good with math, I won't face. I am not good with math. Genesis library is weird. I don't know, like my personal, I think my favorite console ever. Thank you for the headpad, Basil. I think my favorite console ever is probably the SNES. Probably. And I'm a little bit biased there because the good games that are on the SNES are really, really good. They are really, really good in my opinion. But like, I thought the Genesis had a pretty good library. That's just me though, that's just me. I like the Genesis. I had a Genesis. I never had an SNES. I emulated the SNES games. I'm sorry, Alphys. Hi, Chris. Let me go welcome everybody in. Sega does what Nintendo. They had the what is it called? The blast processing phase. They had the blast processing. That was a big thing, right? I don't actually know what that is. That sounds like buzzwords to me. The event has happened. What was the event? What was the event? Welcome in, Richard Rebuttal. Welcome in, Delphiman. Thank you for the headpad. Thank you so much for the headpad. Oxnaya. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you've been well, Oxnaya. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. What was the event? What was the event? Welcome in Delphiman. Welcome in Almighty Funk. Welcome in Mokoken. Welcome in Howl. Welcome in Vita. Welcome in Big Nerd Sam. Welcome in Tokai. Welcome in Romblimo. Welcome in Skelly Slim. Welcome in Shiroiga. Welcome in Blessed Heretic. Welcome in 3000 Forever. Welcome in Saturn Bells. Welcome in Dachi. Welcome in Pudding. Welcome in GQ Dude. Welcome in Chris. Welcome in Oxnaya. Welcome in Basil. And welcome into anyone else that might just be chilling out and lurking. Until Haru, welcome people. I got it twice. I'm the favorite Elwonfi today. Just because you get it twice, that does not make you the favorite Elwonfi. That just means I messed up a little. I messed up a little. I'm not trying to do any favoritism here. Thank you for the head pat, GQ dude. We must kung fu fight. I learned just the other day. Oh man, what was that movie called? There was some horrible, terrible movie I don't think anybody should ever watch that I saw that was like, oh man, what was that called? It was something Panda, and people were comparing it to Kung Fu Panda in the in the comments, and that's why Kung Fu Fight made me think of this movie. It had an anthropomorphic panda, and he was working at like a regular job. I don't think he did any kung fu at all. Hi Swiheld, how's it going? The little panda fighter? Was that the name of it? That kind of sounds familiar. Hold on, let me look that up. Little panda fighter. I watched it for a little. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. This thing is so bad. This is so bad. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't think I need to see more. Let me scoot over. I could show you guys a little panda fighter. Let me put this guy back on screen for a second. Look at him do his thing. Why were you watching Great Value Kung Fu Panda? Sometimes you're on the internet and you just find things. You just find things, and out of curiosity, you gotta look at them, you know? I only learned a bit of Krav Maga and Shotokan Karate. Is Krav Maga the one that's supposed to be like really super duper like, not showy, but like deadly? You're just supposed to like kill your opponent as fast as humanly possible. Was that one Krav Maga? I remember there's some sort of martial art like that. Peak movie. That hurts to look at. From the people who saw Shrek. Oh man, what was that one? That was like... They had like Great Value Donkey on the cover. Was it Aesop movie? Donkey? What was it called? Aesop? It looks similar to this one that I found, but I can't find the movie cover. Donkey Zote? Is that the name of it? Donkey Zote. Oh yeah. This is the one. This is the one. Hold on. Can I find a? Here's Donkey X. Here's Donkey X on movies. I mean, he basically looks like that donkey there. Is that an AI generated donkey? I don't know. But sometimes I won't face. Sometimes you're just kind of like on the internet and you see some stuff and you're like, okay, I'll spend 5 minutes watching knockoff Kung Fu Panda, and you know, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Let me see if I can find the one. Let me see if I can find the image that has from the producers who saw Shrek. I'm seeing a different cover here. Here's something I found off of Reddit. I wish Reddit didn't do this with images. It's stinky that I have to like crop them every time. It's a little hard to see up there. It's a bit small, but from the producers who saw Shrek. It's meant for quick fights that focus on killing or heavily disabling your opponents. Lots of neck, eyes, and head attacks. I won't phase if you're ever in a fight, go straight for the eyes or like the testicles. Do what you gotta do to win. Don't get killed because you're trying to be nice. Go for like the eyes or the neck or the testicles. 100%. 100%. I won't phase. That's not so bad. I'm not supposed to think it's Shrek Donkey? I mean, like, this dude here, at least, is clearly a knockoff of the Shrek Donkey. 100%. They're clearly banking on people thinking it's related. Hi, Spooky Ghost Star. Go straight for the tactical nuclear weapon. That's how you kill yourself, too, though. That's how you kill yourself. Haru, it never pays off. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. There were some things from the knockoff Panda movie that honestly I think would make for they would make for some banger tweets on Phase. You could grab some scenes from that and post on Twitter and you would have a banger. Acelets, when will they learn? How are you supposed to pronounce that? Is it acelet? Acelet? Load Reddit images directly extension. Is that a thing? I'll have to grab that if so. Like, honestly, what I do, I won't phase, is like, I look something up on Google and then I like right click and I copy link on the image. That's all I do every single time. And that's probably why it brings this up. You pronounce it like Acelete? I don't know how you pronounce the funny A and E glued together, I won't phase. Your balls, hand them over. You don't ask somebody that. Sometimes you need to ride out the gummies, and all you can consciously do is navigate Tubi. I have never had this experience. I've never had this experience in my life. I won't phase. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs unless they've been prescribed to you by a medical professional. 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. Do you mean balls? Two balls in the chest, 1 in the head. My grandfather taught me. His advice to me was grab the closest item near you and smash them with it until they stop moving. Why did your grandfather tell you that? Why did your grandfather tell you that? I have unironically heard, Album Phase, if you are ever in a fight and you need to defend yourself, there are certain things that you are probably always going to have on your person. You can replace your phone. You can't replace your life. Your phone is probably heavy enough, and like if you hit them with it, you chuck it at their head, like that'll do some damage. That'll do some damage. So don't be afraid to chuck your phone at their head. Do what you gotta do, Awolfies. If somebody's just like robbing you or whatever, just like give them your wallet. It's not worth trying to fight. It's never worth trying to fight Awolfies. You'll just get hurt. Honestly though, I think if I ever got mugged, like, I'm the kind of person where I would probably get myself stabbed or shot to death over just like trying to defend my wallet, and then like after I'm dead, they would like pull my wallet off of my body and they would see that I literally have no money in it whatsoever. It's just a matter of principle. It's a matter of principle. I'm not going to hand it over even if there is absolutely nothing in it. The only weird non-standard English character I know how to pronounce is the funny bee is just 2 S's, right? That one's German, I think. Right? I'll give him my wallet-shaped mace. I mean, if you carry mace around with you on one phase, like that is unironically probably good practice if you live somewhere that's like, you know, kind of dangerous. Mugger picks up Dead Hara's wallet and pulls out the "When You're Mean to Me" paper. Yeah, they'll pull out the picture of me and they're like, "This is who you're being mean to," and then they'll feel really bad for having killed me. Grandpa wanted him to live. Phase, just comply with people if you're getting mugged, and like, if somebody's ever just trying to hurt you for some reason, just like chuck your phone at their head, or like, I don't know, but find something to defend yourself. How do we get into this topic? I don't know. It's a pretty normal one. It's about Krav Maga. 2 bullets to the chest to incapacitate. 1 bullet to the head to ensure death. I think it's illegal to shoot somebody in the head and kill them after you've incapacitated them, but what do I know? What do I know? My grandfather told me such things to win. He was a professional gambler, so I know how to scrap. Oh, please. Just don't get in fights. Don't get in fights. Chairs are surprisingly useful for self-defense. Honestly, like, if history has taught me one thing, I won't phase. If history has ever taught me one thing, you want range. You want range. You don't want to use a sword. You don't want to use an axe. You don't want to use like I don't know, a mace. You want to use a spear. And you want to use a spear because you can poke somebody to death while they're far away from you. If you can get a chair or something, like, you have a bit of a range advantage, very likely. Just bonk them with the chair, I won't fizz. I can't replace my pride. They gotta go down, Haria. Don't get hurt because of it, okay? Okay. Glass is glass, but glass from the long end can do as much damage as a hammerhead before it breaks? What do you mean from the long end? What do you mean from the long end? Mugger picks up the Dead Heart's wallet, pulls out the "When You're Mean to Me" paper. You won't hand it over, but you told us to hand our wallets over? Yeah, like, honestly, I would never tell anybody else to do anything dangerous, but whenever it comes to, like, me doing dangerous things myself, I'm going to go full, like, stupid mode. I'm going to go full on, like, dummy mode. I don't care if my wallet is completely empty. I'm not handing it over. It's a matter of principle. It's a matter of principle, Omophiz. Wait, I just realized there's like a... Hold on. There's like a click button here on OBS. Let me see what this does. Oh! I can click on things! Wow! I never knew this before! Aha! You learn something new every day, Omophiz. You learn something new every day. Pulls out the "I'm so pregnant" picture from Hara's wallet. They killed the baby with me, Omophiz. Get a taser shaped like a wallet so it looks like you're handing it over, then zap. Do they make those? That would honestly be a really smart wallet. You know what else is illegal? Stealing someone's wallet. That is true, but whenever they're laying there dead in an alleyway after trying to steal your wallet and you've shot them in the head, I think you are going to get in more trouble for killing them than they are for trying to steal your wallet. So if you ever if you ever incapacitate somebody, don't kill them. Don't kill them. You are going to go to jail for a very long time on phase. Hara's advice: just don't get mugged. Yeah, don't go walking down the shady alleyways whenever there's like somebody down at like giving you the side eye. Whenever they're like peeking over at you, just don't do that. Don't do that, Almonfies. They're dead. How are they gonna snitch that you shot them in the head after? Unless you're wearing like a hairnet everywhere and you're wearing like gloves and I don't know. There are no witnesses around whatsoever. Unless you didn't leave a single trace you were there, you're probably getting caught. You're not a criminal mastermind, Almonfies, okay? This is why you 3D print your guns. Don't follow criminal advice. I'm making a joke. I've actually heard you can make... Disclaimer, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this whatsoever. I have heard you can 3D print functional guns. Like, you need to get some other parts and, like, you know, fit it all together and stuff. I have heard you can 3D print functional guns. It's just usually they're only going to be good for, like, a shot or two. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Me and the boys forming a phalanx. Where the heck am I getting a spear in the museum? Just, you know, just always keep your halberd on your person, always. Always keep your halberd on your person in case you get mugged. You never know when you're gonna need it. You never know. You can poke and you can slash with that. Always keep your gun lance on hand. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, always. Axe beats dagger, sword beats axe, spear beats sword, bow beats spear, crossbow beats bow, siege weapons beat crossbows. I don't think you want to try to kill a person, like a single person with a crossbow with a siege weapon, just because, like, that sounds like it would be wildly inaccurate. I don't know. Use a broom. You're most likely sitting in a room full of improvised weapons. Yeah, like, honestly, looking around, Almonfies, if somebody were to, like, try to attack me right now, and, like, I knew they were, like, at least my room's length away from me, I have all kinds of weapons here. I have all kinds of weapons. I have a water bottle I could, like, break open over my desk and use, like, the sharp pointy side. I have like a tablet on my desk that I could just bludgeon them with. I've got, like, what else do I have here? I have like some controllers I could throw at them. I have like speakers I could throw at them. Like, you have options. You've got some good options. If you're looking to defend yourself, just don't be shy. I have a coffee mug full of screwdrivers. Yeah, just go for like the longest screwdriver you can find. That's pretty stabby. Especially like, you gotta like know what you're up against though. If they have a gun or something, don't try to like rush them with like I don't know, a pen or something. You're not winning. You're not winning that way. I'm sorry, Almonfies. You're not coming out of that one. You're not coming out of that one well, at least. New weapon triangles just dropped. You just noticed this? I just noticed what? But then they can sue. They can't sue if they're dead. But like, yeah, just don't shoot people after you've incapacitated them. I'll literally eat the home invader. That sounds like a one-way ticket to like heartburn, indigestion, disease, tummy hurt in general. Don't eat home invaders, Almonfies. That's why you plant a gun on them after. Don't go places people want you to go. Yeah, like honestly, Almonfies, here is the best way. Here is the best way to not get mugged. Stay in your house all the time and never leave it. Then the muggers have to come to you. How many people do you hear of getting mugged in their own house? Like, sure, break-ins happen and stuff, but like, what's the percentage of break-ins versus the amount of people that, you know, get like mugged out on the street? Hi, brethren. How are you? How are you? A lot, because I watch VTubers now. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're not going to get mugged by a VTuber. Ghost guns are a real problem. What's a ghost gun? After you finish watching Zora at the theater with your wife and son, don't leave out the back door and sneak through the ominously named crime alley. Is that what happened in Batman? Is that what happened in Batman? Is that his origin story? Did he actually go down something called Crime Alley? That seems like that seems like a bad one to go down just in general. Yes? No way. No way it's actually called Crime Alley. I have been playing the new Overwatch clone. I have been playing Marvel Rivals recently, so that has led me to get into more, you know, a little bit more like Marvel and DC stuff, like the teeniest, tiniest bit. Like, I gotta be honest, before I started playing that, I didn't know who like all of these supposedly like really popular Marvel characters were. I had never heard of Star-Lord. I had never heard of Mr. Jeff the Shark. I had never heard of, who are some other ones? I knew about Mr. Groot and Mr. Raccoon. I know about Spider-Man. I know about Venom. I'm trying to remember some of the other... Yeah, I had never heard of Iron Fist before in my life. I had never heard of, Loki. I don't know. I don't know. There are all these characters that I had never heard of. Yeah, never heard of Magic. Iron Fist TV show makes me sad. Never watched any of them. Like, I have basically never seen any of the movies. I think the only Marvel movie I've seen is the one that I think I streamed it for you guys like a long while ago. It was the first Doctor Strange movie. Is Daredevil and Rivals? No. Loki? No, not Loki. Loki. But yeah, like, I think I've only seen the first Doctor Strange movie, and like, I saw the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies like forever ago, but those aren't, I don't think those are in canon aside from like multiverse stuff. I believe, if I remember right, I heard Tobey Maguire shows up in like one of the Spider-Man like multiverse movies. Why even play? Because Squirrel Girl? I knew about Squirrel Girl before I played, but only because like she's silly. She's like beaten Doctor Doom and Galactus and like all of the other like high threat level Marvel villains. I knew about her beforehand, and her power is she can telepathically control squirrels. Honestly, that's a pretty good one. You have friends on demand. But why did I bring this up? Oh yeah, I was talking to one of my friends about like Batman a little bit, and I learned that like they apparently tried to make Batman's parents' killer into like this whole character, and I feel like that totally misses the point of him just being a literal who. Yeah, his name is Joe Chill, and that misses the point entirely. Like, I don't even read Batman, but like the point of him being just a random thug that just comes by and kills Batman's parents, like, it's missing the point to characterize him, because it is supposed to be a random act of violence. It's supposed to be a characterization of like the spirit of the city. It's supposed to be like, it's important that he's a nobody. It's important that he's a nobody, and they tried to turn him into like a whole character, I guess. You never saw the OG Batman movie, have you heard? Which one? Which one? And the reason I found out about that guy is I was told there was this comic series called like, I think it was called like Batman the Three Jokers or something, and it was kind of an interesting, it was sort of an interesting plot where the Joker was actually three people, but it sounded like from the plot synopsis that I read of it that like everything about it was handled really poorly. The Tim Burton Batman? Did Tim Burton do a Batman movie? Is that a thing? I didn't know that. He's still a nobody after? Is he? He did two? See, this is news to me. Is that the one that has Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze? My buddy told me that Mr. Freeze in whichever movies he's Arnold Schwarzenegger in, he makes lots of ice puns. He makes lots of ice puns. That sounds great. He was just a mafia dude. There's some good comics and a good cartoon episode about him. See, I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about Batman. Like, I know the tiniest bit. And I watched, what was it? I watched Joker 2 recently, and a lot of people really hated Joker 2. A ton of people hated Joker 2. I thought it was an excellent, great movie. I don't understand all the hate for it. I gotta be honest here. I gotta be honest. I heard Joker 2 was a musical. It is, and I think that's part of the reason that a lot of people didn't like it, is I don't think your average moviegoer likes musicals. I like musicals. And I can understand why people maybe didn't like Joker 2. Has it been long enough since Joker 2 that I'm allowed to talk about spoilers from it? Has it been that long? Can I talk about spoilers? Is that okay? What do you think, Olympies? What do you think? Is that fine? I won't care if you spoil. What's the how long do you need to wait? How long do you need to wait before it's okay to start like talking about spoilers for like movies and I don't know, 10 years? Well, I guess we'll be back in a decade. 5 years? We'll be back in half a decade to talk about this at One Piece. But okay, here's your spoiler alert. Here's your spoiler alert. People are mad about Joker 2 because nothing happens the whole movie and the only interesting part is when it ends and you're free. No! I like Joker 2. I like Joker 2. Here are your spoilers, Omofis. Here are your spoilers. If you don't want Joker 2 spoilers, this is your time to tune out for a bit. So, Joker 2 ends with the Joker dying. Well, it ends with Mr. Joaquin Phoenix dying. And the point that I think a lot of people missed, about the first movie and the second movie is the Joker is being presented as more of an idea than an actual person. The person himself, at least at the moment, doesn't matter in the first two movies. And in fact, at the end of the movie, you see the person who is going to become the real Joker. And it's I don't know. A lot of people didn't get it, and they were very attached to Mr. Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. So we were following the Josher. You were following El Joker. You were following El Joker instead. The Jonkler. Wait, what? That actually sounds pretty cool. Yeah, and a lot of people didn't get that. So, as you watch through the movie, they have Harley Quinn in it. She's played by Lady Gaga, and she's probably a large reason that there were a lot of musical segments in the movie. And I have a bit of a personal theory that the musical segments were supposed to represent Mr. L. Jonker's mental state, but that's a whole nother matter entirely. And you were following the kidder? Yeah, he's just a silly little guy. All of these, he's just a silly little guy. They rewrote the whole movie after they got Lady Gaga because they wanted to go all in on it, and I like the way it turned out because Harley Quinn is obsessed with the idea of the Joker. That's a big part of her character in the second movie. She does not care about she does not care about Mr. Arthur Fleck. She does not care about Joaquin Phoenix's character at all. She cares about the idea of the Joker. And whenever he realizes that he is not the Joker, he is just a dude who was put in a bad place and has mental problems. He denounced the Joker as his like persona, and then she was no longer interested in him. But at the end of the movie, like I said, we're still in spoiler territory. He is killed by the guy who is going to become the real Joker, who is he's kind of a minor background character for most of the second movie, and he's regularly seen like being all laughy and giggly and trying to pal around with Mr. Phoenix whenever he thinks he is the Joker, and he thinks like him being absolutely utterly insane is cool. And at the end, after he denounces his Joker persona, the real dude who's going to become the Joker kills him. He stabs him with a shiv in the prison, and he starts giving himself the God, what's it called? I always forget the name of it. He starts giving himself the Glasgow smile, I think is what it's called. The thing where Heath Ledger's Joker had it, where he had where he like cut his mouth up. He's doing that like off screen if you're paying attention at the end of the movie after he kills Mr. Joaquin. Do we at least see a Batman? You see a Batman in the first movie. He's just a little kid in the first movie, which is also important to further reinforce the point that Phoenix is not that Joker. Hi Zero, like we're talking about Joker 2 spoilers right now. If you care about that. How are you doing today? How are you? Oh, that movie. I thought it was a good movie. And even in the first movie, it feels like they are trying hard to characterize that Joaquin is not supposed to be the Joker that you all know and love, because he's way too old, and like he's not like this super intelligent, ruthless, calculating, bloodthirsty villain. He's just a messed up dude. And I think like, why is it called the Joker? Because it's about the idea of the Joker. He starts up something larger than himself that essentially is the Joker, right? And how do I put this? Hi, that genie problem. We're talking about spoilers for the Joker 2 if you care, if you want to tune out for a bit. And I like the concept that the Joker, the person, is outliving the person who started him. It is bigger than he is. It is not one person. It is the kind of thing that is going to outlast one person's lifetime. And I feel like honestly, that's a great take on it. I don't know. They're clearly shooting for something different there. I think most people's issue with it. Didn't they do that in Gotham, the TV show? I've never seen it. I've never seen it personally. I cannot say. But I think it's an interesting take on it. I think a lot of people were upset because they were attached to Joaquin's character. They were attached to Mr. Arthur Fleck, and he does die at the end of the second one. So like, I can understand people being upset about that, and like there's some other stuff. There's some other stuff I can definitely see people being upset about. But overall, I thought it was a good movie. I think a big part of the issue is, like I said earlier, I don't think you can show a musical to your average moviegoer. I don't think you could do that. And honestly, while I like the musical bits of it, I can see how it wouldn't be for everyone. I thought it was a good movie, though. Feel free to hate me, I won't please. Sounds like it's a he got the ball rolling, but someone better suited keeps the ball rolling situation. Yeah, exactly. What I don't get is that there are parts in the first film that imply he wasn't actually behind the murders. Were there? I don't remember that, but like, I haven't seen the first one since it came out, and you guys know how my memory is. You know how my memory is. If I wanted to watch the Joker, I want Joker, not Arthur Fleck. I think that is fair. I think that is reasonable. But I do personally like the take that they did the two Joker movies in. I like the direction that they took things in. My initial distaste for the movie wasn't that it was a musical. was that it seemed like an unnecessary sequel. I don't know, like, I think that's kind of always how... I think that's kind of always how these big budget Hollywood... how do I put it? These comic book movies are gonna go. I think the reason that you've seen so many like different reboots of the continuity for all of the DC stuff is none of them are doing as well as they want them to. I haven't seen any of the newer DC movies other than the Joker and the Joker 2, and like I had a buddy tell me that the one that they had, what's Twilight dude's name? Robert Pattinson? Is that right? Hi Kunanahana, how's it going? How's your Tuesday? Because DC movies are bullet. So I heard in the one that Mr. Pattinson played as Batman in, there was another weird take on the Riddler in that one. He was like apparently the main villain in that one, and my buddy described it to me as like they turn him into like a how do I say this in a way that I'm not going to get in trouble? They turn him into a heavily politically leaning person who is troubled. That is what I was trying to avoid saying, Richard. That is what I was trying to avoid saying. Okay. I don't know if it's fine for me to say that or not. That's what I was trying to avoid saying. He turned him into a Twitch streamer. I want peace. I want peace. Do I look like I could be the Riddler? You can't say that on Twitch. I've been told that that's apparently not okay to say here. But I'm not joking hard, that's literally a plot point. No, I heard. It's an interesting take, but also it's kind of like, wait, what are you doing? I mean, I haven't seen the movie. I've heard mixed opinions on it. I heard some people say it was good. I've heard some people say it was bad, but like, the thing that I miss when we could call neat stinky, but now it's a hate crime. Yeah, I smell great, by the way. I smell great, I'll have you know. You can't call me stinky. You can't call me stinky anymore. The first Shazam was kind of cool, but I came in knowing stuff about him. The second one stunk. I mean, unfortunately, that's just kind of sequels for you a lot of the time. I think honestly, it is more difficult to make a good, faithful sequel than it is to make a good original movie. I think, because you're going to have a period of time where you're not going to have all of those characters in your head. The same is going to be true of all the actors. The same is going to be true of everybody that worked on the first film. You're going to have different people that are coming in for the second one. You might even have an entirely like different writer or something. I think it's probably more difficult to write a good, faithful sequel than it is to make a good original movie. But I don't know how I feel about the take of the Riddler being an influencer, a streamer. That sounds weird. That sounds weird. And I feel like from what I have heard, from my understanding, like, they also have, like, in that movie, Batman goes through, like, his whole training montage and everything, and this was a deliberate choice from Mr. Pattinson, apparently. He didn't want to get, like, really buff and fit to play as Batman, and I feel like that's kind of very important and core and essential to Batman's character. You can't have tiny, scrawny, pretty boy Batman. I don't really feel like that works. He was already Batman? It wasn't an origin story or anything? Wait, was he? I thought I heard that, like, he does the whole, like, ninja training sequel. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just repeating what I heard. He started off as Batman. So they just drop you in, like, in the middle of it then. Hi, Sukadri. Thank you for the head pat. That's Batman Begins. Isn't that one a different continuity? They always just show Batman lifting regardless, just because. Oh, do they always show him, like, buffing up in every single movie? He's already been Batman and people were like, oh, it's Batman? Oh, wait. Was that not the first movie he was Batman in? Mr. Pattinson? I gotta be honest, like, I don't know the people who play Batman. I don't know the people who play Spider-Man. I don't know who plays, I don't know, Iron Man. I don't know who plays Captain America or the Hulk or Rocket Raccoon. I don't know any of these people. Thank you for the head pat, Swahil. But like, back to the original, back to the original topic. Like, Marvel Rivals is fun even if you only know a little bit. I want them to put Carnage in the game because Carnage is cool, and I want them to put some of the the symbiotes from Venom Lethal Protector in. That'd be cool. That would be cool. I'd like to see Scream in the game. That'd be a cool one. I want these. Play Squirrel Girls game. And Daredevil. How could they... I've seen a lot of different people like talking about how they could do Daredevil, and like, you could add like a sepia tone over the entire game and maybe show like, that would be kind of cool. Like, you couldn't tell exactly who somebody is. You could like see their footsteps like reverberating on the ground through like objects and stuff, and you could like, you could like go to attack somebody, but maybe you don't know who's gonna be there or something, so you could jump on somebody who's really mean. Daredevil plays way zoomed out third person. Why would he be zoomed out? Bruce Campbell, Batman, best bet. Wait, did Bruce Campbell play Batman at some point? No way. I don't even know, DC movies are a train wreck. Yeah, and that's the other thing I was getting at, and I kind of got off topic. Like, they don't do well enough to their expectations, so they keep like rebooting their continuities constantly, which is kind of weird when you have like, for example, I think I've heard they have already rebooted like Batman a couple times while also keeping what's the one where Harley Quinn is the girl boss? Is that Suicide Squad? There's like something of owls too. I think, is that Suicide Squad? I think that's that one. And they have like, that one's an ongoing continuity, I think. And at the same time, Birds of Prey is that a Suicide Squad movie? I don't know my Keat movies that well. She wasn't even in the original Birds of Prey group. Wait, is that like a? Is that a group of people? But anyway, I've heard like they have that continuity that's still running, but at the same time they have also like rebooted all of the other Batman continuities, so like it's kind of confusing, honestly. I don't know. World on fire. Why would the world be on fire if you were playing as Daredevil? Also like, I have a question for all those of you who are comic book inclined here. Whose villain is Kingpin? I always associated him as Spider-Man's villain, but then like I was also told that he's like the Punisher's villain and he's also the Daredevil's villain. Does he just get around? Does he just get around all over? Kingpin is every street level hero in New York. Daredevil and Spider-Man and Punisher? He's the villain of New York. Oh, okay. Who's Luke Cage? I'm not Daredevil. Why is he wearing that sweater? Why is he wearing that sweater? Harley Quinn is Gotham Sirens. Why is she in Birds of Prey now? See, like, I was one of those people where, like, I always kind of sort of wanted to get into comic books a tiny bit. So whenever, like, all of the Marvel movies started getting big and people were like, no offense if you're a fan. No offense if you are a fan. People that were, I don't even know if people are still into Marvel movies. If you were a fan, like, people got so annoying whenever the movies started coming out, and like that was all people were talking about, and I was like, I don't necessarily want to get into the comics anymore. It was kind of draining to hear about constantly online for years and years and years and years. Har's a hipster. I mean, whenever you see the oversaturation of it, whenever you see the constant, like it's all around you all the time, it made me want to get into them a little bit less. Kingpin gets around. He started as a Spider-Man villain, and Daredevil barred him so hard he became his enemy. I need a villain too, Olympies. I need a villain too. I gotta have my own villain. I guess there's that one dude. There's that one guy we're not gonna talk about. You're the villain? Why am I a villain? Why am I a villain? You're the villain in Henry's world? Stop saying I'm a villain, Olympies. Luke Cage's Power Man. He has unbreakable skin, bit of super strength. I don't think I've ever heard of or seen. Wait! He's like the guy who does the When Worlds Collide song. Yeah, that's the Power Man I know. That's the Power Man I know, all of these. I need Cyclops and Marvel Rivals so I can be toxic at him. I would like to see Gambit and maybe like Nightcrawler. I think they'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know a ton. I don't know a ton of superheroes. Thank you for the head pat, Sam. You like French people? Is Gambit French? Is he? Like, I gotta be honest, like, I had a few comics here and there, and like, I kinda knew like some people, and like, I don't know, I liked Spider-Man a little tiny bit, and occasionally I'd you know, I'd get like maybe an X-Men comic or something, and like I always thought like, who's the leader? Cyclops is, right? He's the leader of the X-Men, I think. And you also had like Wolverine got insanely popular, and it feels like he became the face of the X-Men, but like I gotta be honest, I always thought Gambit was the coolest. Not gonna lie there, not gonna lie. As someone that knows a fair bit about comics, trust me, there's nothing to be gained. See, like, I was always kind of like, okay, someday I am going to sit down, I am going to start from the very beginning, and I am going to read everything related to Spider-Man or something like that, and I just never ended up doing it. And then like all the Marvel movies started getting popular, and I was like, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't want to do that, because like, the kind of people that were like going on and on and on about like the Marvel stuff, it's like there was a time where they were a little bit insufferable. And again, I don't mean I don't mean like any insult if you're into them. Hipster? I'm not a hipster. I'm not a hipster. It's just whenever that's all you hear about constantly, like I just don't. I don't know. It's like if you're constantly exposed to what's a good example? If I were to play nothing but Mario games constantly, and it was literally nothing but Mario all the time, you would probably be like, Haru, please, play something that isn't Mario. Please, I'm begging you. I am so tired of Mario. I want to watch you, but this is your 764th consecutive day of playing only Mario. Please, Haru, I'm begging you. Then you would just be the Bing Bing Wahoo streamer. That sounds like a stale and moldy bread. Yeah, like it gets old after a bit, you know. Hi, King Frogman. How are you today? How dare you calling him French? He's Cajun. Cajun is French, except civil. I won't don't be mean to French people here. I like French people. I like everybody. Okay. I don't want to see any sort of discrimination, even if it's like, ha ha ha, I don't like the French or whatever. It's not okay here, I went to France. That place was, that was pretty bussin', I gotta say. It was bussin' in France. I liked it there. I'd go back. I'd go back a One Piece. He speaks Creole, which is even bigger French than Canada's. My family's French-Canadian, I can say this. Yeah, Wolverine's a weeaboo. I knew about that one. He like lived in Japan for a really long time, right? And like, he's been alive since like the Sengoku era or something, I think, in one of the continuities. He's a weird character. He's extremely cool when they aren't focusing every single storyline in the X universe around him. Is that what they call the X-Men stuff? The X universe? You should absolutely read the first run of Spider-Man. It's interesting. I mean, like, maybe at some point. I think I would find it hard to find the time now. You know, sounds awful. Not gonna lie. That's a lot of garbage to read. I mean, I'm sure they're like. I'm sure comic books are just the same as anything else, where like, it could be like a book, it could be a movie, it could be a video game. Some of what's there isn't going to be very good. And some of what's there, if you're willing to go through the things that aren't very good, there's going to be a payoff and you're going to get things that are really good. You know? That's the same as any sort of entertainment medium. Also add Janet Van Dyne to Marvel Heroes. She's cute and I have no other reasons for wanting. Who is Janet Van Dyne? I have no idea who that is. I have no idea who that is. I gotta be honest, like, I played, what was it called? The Wasp? Never heard of her. What did she do? What did she do? I played, what was it called? I played Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage. That is a beat 'em up. I think it's on SNES. I played the Genesis version. It has those really crunchy, farty guitars. I love the music in that game. But I know a lot of the like side characters in that. Like, whenever I jumped into Marvel Rivals, I was like, oh, it's Cloak and Dagger. I know them. I know them from Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage. And like, there are a couple of other characters there. I think there was like a Fire Witch lady in it who I don't remember the name of, and like they had like Captain America, and like there were a lot of different characters that showed up in that. Maybe someday we'll get, maybe if we're lucky, we'll get Man Spider in the game. If I cross my fingers every night before I go to bed. I think that would be kind of cool. I think that would be kind of cool if it's okay. First Joker 2 and now this. Hipster to Gen A. I'm not Gen Alpha, I'm Gen Heckhound. I'm Gen Heckhound. No, they don't call it that. I do. It's pretty bussin' in France, Phase. The original run of Spider-Man is fun because you have a scene where Spider-Man's basically told, I can't cash a check unless your ID says Spider-Man. He tries to cash a Spider-Man check? Is it like one of those big checks you get for like helping the city or something? And like, he can't redeem it or something? Cajun's mentioned, what did I miss? We were talking about Gambit. He's apparently Cajun, Creole. I don't know which one of those refers to the people and which one refers to the food. Again, like, I think this topic has come up like 5 times minimum now on stream, and like I will never remember which is which. I think Cajun is the food, right? I think I like Cajun food. I'm not gonna lie, I could go for like a gumbo or like a po' boy right about now. I make a pretty mean gumbo if I do say so myself. There is one ingredient that they say is like super duper necessary for gumbos, and I forget what it's called. It was like some kind of root or something, and oh my god, I tried adding that to my gumbo and it is the nastiest thing in the world. I do not like whatever that stuff is called. It was some kind of like ground up root or something. Recommend not adding that, even if it is authentic. She's like Ant-Man? Janet is Ant-Man's wife? She shrinks and shoots lasers? Honestly, like, I feel like they have an impressive amount of characters in the game already, to the point where, like, I was playing it, like, I don't know, for like 2 or 3 hours, every night before bedtime, after I'd finished up all the cookie stuff, and like, it took me like 3 or 4 nights of playing to actually play all the characters. Because, you know, Wasp and Ants are basically the same. They have an impressive number of characters, and honestly, a lot of them didn't really vibe with me originally, and after playing them more, like, it clicked. It clicked. If we're adding our personal waifus to Marvel Rival, add Spider-Woman. Who's Spider-Woman? See, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Add Spiders Man? Who's Spiders Man? My main healers are Loki, Cloak and Dagger, and Adam Warlock. No idea who Adam Warlock is? See, I've never heard of him either. Like, I started like looking through people talking about the game, and they're like, oh yeah, these are all the people like everybody knows. Like, literally, if you've never even seen like a single Marvel movie, you'll know these people. And it had like Star-Lord up there, and I was like, I have no idea who this guy is. I've never heard of this dude before in my entire life, other than the fact that like, he's fun to play as. He's fun to play as, at least. If you want to get a lot of comic lore, just watch the Batman cartoons. He's got a really good set of cartoons. Are the Batman Beyond ones any good? I remember everybody really likes Batman the Animated Series. Everybody seems to love those. Do you know if you hold down M1 and tap M2 in a certain rhythm, Adam Warlock shoots way faster if you hold M1? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I'll need to try that again. Real is the name for the people in the language? No? Not confident about that? Also, no, not Akra. I forget what it's called. Batman Beyond is good. Those are the good ones. Are there any animated Batman shows that, like, aren't good? Nothing's quite as Cajun as a po' boy in a bag of Zaps. What is Zaps? What is Zaps? I've never heard of Zaps before. If they add Janet Van Dyne, I hope they go full Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes and make her a mutant whose power is what allowed Hank Pym to discover the what? The Pym particle? Huh? Also, like, I gotta be honest, Someoneface. Spiders Man is a bunch of spiders in the shape of a man. I gotta be honest, Someoneface, like, as somebody that is not into, as somebody that's not really super into comic books and like Marvel stuff, what defines if somebody's a mutant? There are people that are like literally like mutated and stuff, but I don't think they count as a mutant. You're born mutant. Wasn't Magneto not born as a mutant? There's a gene, X gene. Wasn't Magneto not born a mutant, and like he was in like World War II or something, and he became one later? He has the X gene. Spider-Man has a mutation, but he's not a mutant. See, that's confusing. That's confusing to me. Most animated stuff from DC is pretty good in contrast to their live-action stuff. I'm remembering that old Batman Beyond game. Wait, there's a Batman Beyond N64 game? Is there? Swamp fries or crinkle cut fries covered in mixed cheeses, dirty rice, chicken and sausage gumbo, grilled shrimp, and a Cajun. That sounds like way too much. Zaps or chips with a Cajun flavoring. Swamp fries sound good. I'd give them a try. I would give them a try. Magneto has the X gene. Magneto's a mutant, absolutely. Okay, like, see, that was kind of confusing to me because I thought he became a mutant, like, later in life. And I gotta be honest, like, Magneto, I did not like him whenever I first played him in Marvel Rivals, and after I tried him again, he clicked for me, and oh my god, I can go, like, 30 kills and, like, 2 deaths with him, and he is so fun, Always. He is so fun. He is so fun. We've been through this before, have we? I don't blame you for forgetting. They're called mutates. Spider-Man and Bruce Banner are mutates, not mutants. See, like, whenever you literally mutate into something else because you have been exposed to, like, a chemical or, like, a radioactive spider or whatever, like, to me, that sounds like a mutant. I don't know. You can't become a mutant, generally? Does it ever, like, happen in canon? The best part is that the place where I get them, there's so much food on the platter, I can eat my full and still have enough spare for 2 to 3 leftovers. Those are like the best kind of places on movies. Like, there is this one place that I like to go to. It is a Mediterranean place. And they have food that's like, it's on the pricier side. It's on the pricier side. It's like $30 or something like that for an entree, and like usually in my area like an entree is like low to mid 20s or so, and it's like mid 30s at this place that I go to, but it feeds me for like 3 or 4 meals every single time. And like if I ever dine in, like they give me free like Turkish coffee, and they give me they give me free unlimited pita, and they give me like this tasty like lentil soup. It's so good, Always. It's so good. I love this place. I love this place so much, Always. Magneto went through the Holocaust, and Xavier used his powers to mentally force him to live through it again and again and again. Why? Why? Why does he do that? That sounds evil. The mutations manifest in their teens a lot of the times. You're born a mutant, you get your powers at some point later in life. Can they like look at a baby under a microscope and find that they have the mutation before their powers manifest? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Xavier is kind of a Richard. But why? Hi, Batlord Flint. How's your Tuesday going? What'd you miss? You missed. We're talking about a lot of comic book stuff today. I'm not even super into it. We just kind of got on the topic. Mutant is Homo superior / Homo mutantis, not Homo sapiens. It does happen in canon at least once or twice, but usually in events that rewrite large chunks of reality wholesale. So it's like reality's getting all messed up and somebody just happens to become a mutant. Hi, Random Pie Man. The cookies came. Okay. I was thinking about this. Also, hi, Random Pie Man. How's your Tuesday going? Not much happened. Been busy with work stuff. I hope it hasn't been too stressful for you. Like every time people say that they're like getting busy with work stuff, like I hope things aren't bad. I hope things aren't bad. Sometimes people who are mutants stop being mutants. In regards to the cookies, probably after stream today, I am going to make a list of every kind of cookie you guys have been sent. So like whenever you go to bust open your cookies, you're not left wondering what's what. Like I'm gonna give you like a how to best enjoy your cookies guide, because there's a jumbo chocolate chip cookie. You gotta warm that one up a little bit. I recommend throwing like the peanut butter and jelly ones into like the freezer. I'll give like a handy guide later today. So you're the second person that I know that already got theirs then. That's good to know that people are starting to get them. Xavier is a jerk, but it makes Magneto leave. Is that why he wears his hat? I think I heard somebody told me that like what's his name? The Juggernaut wears his funny hat because Xavier likes to just like mess with him too, and it keeps Xavier out somehow. Sentinels can scan you and detect if you're a mutant, even if you don't have an active mutation. Does Sentinel try to kill mutants? Is that what he tries to do? It's going good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna go check downstairs for my cookies real quick. By the way, I won't phase. If you got cookies from me, please get in touch with me if you want a tracking number. And if you did not give me what is it called? If you live in like an apartment complex or something and you didn't give me your apartment number, please get to me about that immediately. I've had to update one package so far with that. Otherwise, your cookies will not come and they are getting returned to a random address. The return address that you're getting is not my address, always. I'm sorry. I looked into getting a P.O. box and it was going to be $100 minimum, and it also seemed like a whole process to get one. So I did not end up doing that because I already spent over $1,100. Hi, Bob Saget. How's it going? How's your Tuesday treating you? Popping in to say hi since it's been a bit and wanted to hear your voice. That means so much to me. Someone's getting free Haru cookies. They are. It's only 3 hours a day, part-time, so no biggie. I'm glad to hear that. I hope it doesn't get too stressful. None of that thanks for the cookies, Haru. This one was really good and sent a picture of a half-eaten paper. In regards to that, I won't phase. In regards to that. Thank you for the head pat, Bob Saget. Inside your box, if you got a box of cookies, inside you should get one of the following. A spritz down Merry Christmas note. I spritzed it down with my perfume. That should be in your box. Make sure you get that out before you throw the box away. It should be easy for you to like get to it. I tried to put it on the side that you'd most likely open it from, but if you open it from the wrong side, then you might throw it out. And then you're going to get either 3 or 4 bags of cookies. If you're somebody that I know like lives with like I don't know, family or friends, or like you have like a wife or anything and you want cookies, I tried to make sure I gave you like an extra bag of cookies so that you could share with like your spouse or whatever. I wanna make sure, because I know a lot of people here, maybe not a lot, but I know a couple people here are like married and stuff. Excuse you, his name is... I'm not saying that one. Magneto's helmet isn't just fashionable, it keeps people from messing with his brain. Anti-psychic powers, same with the Juggernaut. Yeah, like, there was that one movie that was like really popular where he said I am the Juggernaut female dog. What movie was that actually? Is it worth going and watching all the older X-Men movies? I feel like everybody says those are good, and they have like a trillion of them that are just Wolverine movies, right? Juggernaut isn't a mutant? His armor is the source of his power from a... Wait, really? He's not a mutant? Sentinels are the giant robots, not a specific character. Isn't it like a Legion type deal where they have like a consciousness, but it's like shared between all of them? Or am I incorrect there? I always thought Sentinel was like the greater like collective conscious of them. They're robots. Okay. They're programmed. Juggernaut's power comes from a mystic gem. The Cytoric? Cytoric? Haru's cookies are the highlight of my year. That's not a joke, thank you. That means so much to me. I hope you like them. I wish I could have done more of them. I kind of had those as a stretch goal. Like, I had 1 or 2 extra kinds that I wanted to do, and I was pooped. I was worn out after baking like... How many did I end up making? I think I was just shy of like 2,000. I forget. I posted the number online. If you want a Marvel cartoon that's worth watching, X-Men and the Earth's Mightiest Heroes are my top 2. I'm sure there are other good ones. What about the old like Justice League cartoons where they have like they have the funny like Darth Vader helmet that lives in the swamp and it rises up out? Are those any good? I'm hiding the dog treat with the cookies. You are not going to be able to miss the dog treat. If you opted in for a dog treat, I put it in a separate baggie and it says milk bone on both sides of it. You are not going to be able to miss the dog treat. You should watch Logan. Do I need to see the other ones before I see that? Some branches of the Sentinels do some stuff. Hi, Sake Momo. What's up? How's your Tuesday going? With AI and future tech and whatever. So some of them are like kind of sentient and the rest of them are just doing what they're supposed to do. God of Chains by the Crimson Bands of Cytoric, etc. See, I've never heard of this dude before in my entire life. Strange uses this change all the time. Oh, see, I didn't know anything about Doctor Strange at all. Like, I had heard his name, but Doctor Strange is one of those ones that was kind of confusing to me because There's also the Batman villain, Doctor Strange, and like I didn't know much about either of them. And I was kind of like, I always got the two mixed up. Hugo Strange is not Stephen Strange. See, like, they're both referred to as Doctor Strange, right? Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. One's a psychologist. They both go by Doctor Strange though, right? Spectacular Spider-Man also rules. Is that the one where... No, that's Superior Spider-Man, where Doc Ock like takes over or whatever. Right. So like, before I saw the Doctor Strange movie, like, I was very confused anytime Doctor Strange came up. I gave Kane the dog treat. I won't phase. I unironically recommend taking a chomp out of the dog treat yourself. It is pretty good. It's not what I expected, but it's pretty good. The Justice League cartoon and Justice League Unlimited are pretty good. The old Justice League is but the 90s DC Justice League series, both series are utterly fantastic. Extremely slept on as a top cartoon. What was the one that had the funny green guy? I think his name was like Martian Manhunter. Thank you for the head pat, Sam. He had the funny face, and I think he could like shapeshift or something, right? I think that was his power. He's also just like an alien straight up, I believe. Batman villain is Hugo Strange. The Justice League Unlimited intro. One's a neurosurgeon. That one's the Marvel Doctor Strange. I know that now. Hugo Strange rarely goes by Doctor Strange these days because of trademark issues. Wait, do they get in trouble because of because Marvel's Doctor Strange is bigger? Might be Professor Strange. Can't remember without watching the old episodes. They call him Professor most of the time. Says the dog. I'm not a dog. I won't phase. I am not going to be a dog until I agree to domestication, which is not happening anytime soon. My demands have not been met yet. You can't turn me into a dog until then. Okay. Do we have an agreement? If you catch me and like put me in a crate and try to domesticate me that way or something, like, you're not gonna have a good time. I will fight back. I will bite. It's like I was talking about earlier with the mugger situation. Like, I will be obstinate. I will fight you tooth and nail just for the what's the word I want? Just for the something of the matter. Just for the. No, I'm drawing a blank. I will fight you though. If you ever just try to domesticate me by force. Was Hara waiting for Batman to show up in the Doctor Strange movie? No, I knew that Marvel and DC are separate, and like, I don't know. Like, I read a couple of Batman comics. I remember like the Joker does some stuff and Batman like gets captured or something. I don't know. I don't remember him that well. DC also had their own Captain Marvel, but now they call him Shazam. Wait, is he the one that used to be called Captain Marvel? I swore for a long time there was a DC dude called Captain Marvel, and yes, okay. I didn't. Do they just always call him Shazam now? He's the old Captain Marvel? Do they ever refer to him as Captain Marvel anymore, or is that also like a weird trademark issue? John Jones? John Jones? Was that his name? He's a literal Martian from Mars. Martian Manhunter should have had a good run in anything? Is his origin story just interesting? I got a comic of Martian Manhunter meets Marvin the Martian somewhere. I like silly crossovers like that. In fact, that brings me to another topic. I imagine the comic book nerds of you out there probably maybe have read this. This seems like a significant one. Wasn't there some sort of like single like Marvel and DC crossover like forever ago or something, and like they've never done it since then? What characters were that? And like, was it any good? We don't negotiate with terrorists. Baking cookies is pretty domestic. I am a wild and free wolf. He spells Marvin as Marvin, which amused me. Haru eagerly awaiting Rocket Raccoon to show up and save El Joker. No! I know that Rocket Raccoon is Marvel. Okay. Yeah, that was Shazam. I don't know. Marvel Comics got peeved and started throwing lawsuits at DC, and DC eventually just gave up. I think like I don't know. Like having like the same characters in both is just confusing to a layman like me, because they also have, in addition to like the captain, the captain, or the Doctor Strange thing, they do have like a Captain Marvel as well on the Marvel side, right? And that was like, I think the lady that everybody absolutely hated her movie, and she like she's like super OP or something. She like comes in and girl bosses all over the bad guys or something. I don't know. I don't watch the movies. I maybe saw like the Hulk movie where he punches the giant pit bull and it's no parts. She's Power Girl Boss. Hi Goldie, what's up? How are you? The name of the books and movies is Shazam. Nobody calls him Captain Marvel anymore. I think because Marvel's Captain Marvel got more recognition. When did they stop calling him that? There was a crossover? Amalgam or something? It was all the major ones? Avengers versus the Justice League, basically? See, that sounds pretty cool. Was it any good? Or was it kind of cruddy? Does Marvel versus DC fighting game count? Wait, is that a thing? Is there a game where that happens? Like, I know there's like Marvel versus Capcom and you have like Injustice, but they don't have any like Marvel or DC, like they don't have the opposing company in any of those, right? No. Yeah, I don't know, like I think they should just give the fans what they want. They should do some cool crossovers with Marvel and DC. And in my honest outsider's opinion, wouldn't that be cool, Elmonfees? Wouldn't that be cool? Superman used Thor's hammer and beat the ever-loving crud out of everyone. Okay, so that's another question of mine. How can you have a literal god like Thor in the same setting as like I don't know, Spider-Man? How is that okay? How do you just have gods casually running around doing god things? How does that work? How does that work? People said they loved the movie, but then they never talked about her again. She's in the one that everybody hates. It was about as good as you can expect it to be with all the stipulations you'd have from both companies. So not really good, more just interesting. Is it like they all want all of their characters to be like the winners and like nobody can be shown to be less cool than the other company's characters or something? Side note, that particular Captain Marvel had a story where she literally decided to do Minority Report and go full fascist. I have no idea why they tried to make her a thing. I don't know what Minority Report is. I don't know what that is. Is that a political thing? Should we not talk about that? I've never heard of that before. Bring back Combo Man? Who's Combo Man? Haru. Hi, Sam. Disney and Warner Brothers hate each other, so they'll never cross over again. All right. How long? DC got bought out by Warner Brothers in like the last decade or so, right? Depends if we're going MCU or comics, and which incarnation we're doing for comics. For what? For Captain Marvel? There's not really a god, he's more of an alien. Why are they, why do they have like Odin and Thor and Loki and whoever else they have? Don't they literally come from like I don't know wherever they come from, Asgard, Ragnarok, Yggdrasil, ancient aliens we don't ask anymore. Are they literally just like ancient aliens? Is that their actual like thing? The Christian god is canon in Marvel. In the movies, he's just an alien. In the comics, he's a god, but not god. Literally, just everything is canon. What? Is Christian God actually canon in Marvel Comics? It's the Thought Crimes Tom Cruise vehicle? It's a Tom Cruise film? I don't know who Tom Cruise is. I'm a minority and you can read my report. She was arresting people for crimes they were going to commit in the future because of a mutant who could see the future. Some versions of Thor are gods, some are alien. Did that fly? Did nobody like, I don't know, stop her? As guardians or aliens? Okay, so like... Did Disney and Warner Brothers ever cross over before? Did you ever have like Mickey Mouse hanging out with Bugs Bunny? I don't think that ever happened. As far as I'm aware. In some continuities, they're aliens. In some, they're the Norse gods. The longer we talk about this, the dumber it gets. What do you mean? Is Haru an alien? No, I'm from heck. I'm from heck. You know how Greek gods were just horny people that lived on a big mountain and had crazy powers, but they could totally be killed? Marvel gods are just that. But like, wouldn't their power level be like so crazy, astronomically, like vastly above like everybody else, and like, I don't know, wouldn't they just be able to like casually stomp any of these like aliens that come to Earth if they're like that strong? I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. What is the one above all is the highest creative force in known existence, the source of all there is, was, and will ever be. So this is what Mr. literally Christian God looks like in Marvel canon. He's just a glowy boy. He's just a glowy boy. Huh? I've never seen this dude before. When are they going to add him to Marvel Rivals? When are they gonna add him? It's a whole lot of stuff. You're looking for logic where there is none. Haru, stop. Haru, please? What do you mean? There was a Civil War event about it. People tried to stop her. Isn't Civil War the one where Spider-Man gets his symbiote suit? Because they're like fighting on the funny like arena planet or something, and Spider-Man goes into like the regenerator machine and gets the black suit. Is it that one? Is it that one? Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny hung out in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Wait, did they? I haven't seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit in like 100 bazillion decades. I am honestly not sure if I've seen the full thing. In some Marvel continuity, demons from heck are also aliens? What? Is that true? Oh, what about all of these like alternate plane, alternate reality higher beings and stuff, like that Mr. Doctor Strange communes with or whatever? I know there's some scene in like the second movie where he like goes into some other reality and he gets... He's like, hello, Morshu, give me the infinity Easter egg. And Morshu's like, come back when you're a little richer. Wow, Morshu has that in his story. Some of the aliens have their own gods too. Hi DDW! Hi Harry, the cookie shit up today. My wife likes the smell of the perfume. Okay, I am glad you noticed the note with my perfume. Let me, if you were interested, that perfume was, let me pull it up, That is Grenade Pavon, I think. Let me double triple check. I'm so glad people are getting their cookies home fees. Here's the particular perfume that I spritzed on the note that you're all getting this year with your cookies. Check it out on Movies. Bugs Bunny and Mickey are both in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Donald and Daffy. You gotta accept these comics are weird. They're insane. They're aliens, gods, eldritch being, demon. Mia's eldritch being and demon. Can you link the perfume in the Discord? Remind me. If you send me a message, I absolutely will. But yeah, this is my perfume. Ew, the perfume? It smells good. It smells good. Sometimes, given how many reboots there are of some of these things, switch categories randomly. Things that are aliens are suddenly magic. Things that are magic are suddenly technology. I wanna be magic. I'm not gonna lie, like, magic seems kind of OP from what little I know about, like, Marvel stuff. I wanna be like a magic heckhound. I wanna be able to, like, tap into the fabric of, I don't know, the space-time weave. That seems OP. That seems OP. It seems like all of the strongest characters are magic in Marvel stuff. Things that were technology are suddenly gods. Welcome to comics. You got yours already. Phase, make sure you're keeping an eye on your tracking if I sent it to you, and if I didn't send it to you, make sure you get in touch with me. Make sure you get in touch. Pretty. So I picked up that perfume because whenever I went to France, I went to a couple different department stores, and I went to, I think, one perfume store in particular, like a store that was only for selling perfumes, and I was hitting up like so many different perfume places and trying out samples of stuff. And that one, and there's this one other perfume that I really, really love that I smelled samples of while I was in France, and I picked this one up after I got back, and I want to grab the other one sometime, but it's kind of pricey. It's kind of pricey. If you want to be OP, just use Speed Force. But what about stuff that can, I don't know, that can go through space and time magically? Like, I know the whole thing with, like, the Speed Force is, like, you can go so fast that you, like, rewind time, and you can be, like, everywhere and anywhere at once. And also the Speed Force is, like, a living entity that, like, chooses to, like, help or hurt people, right? Like, I feel like for not having read any of these comics, I have absorbed a fair amount through osmosis over time. Magic generally isn't that good in Marvel. It's okay, but generally you want something else. But isn't, like, Mr. Doctor Strange, like, stupidly powerful? Stephen Strange is somewhat of an exception, even then. Doctor Strange versus Hulk, my money is on the Hulk? Wait, really? But couldn't he just, like, melt him or something? Thanos is one of the strongest and he's an alien? But what about magic? What about the gods? Hulk can crack planets in half when he gets mad enough? Is that what the whole Monster Hulk thing in Marvel Rivals is? The Hulk can tank magic? It's the Hulk, you don't simply melt the Hulk? But he's just a dorky little dweeb. Hulk is one of the strongest, most OP characters in Marvel? Wait, really? Why do I never hear people talking about the Hulk then? Like, I hear about him in terms of, like, he's one of the popular ones and stuff, but, like, I never hear people talking about him in, like, power scaling discussions and stuff, which, like, I like to go read those occasionally just because, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Well, what's the deal with Mr. Monster Hulk that he turns into in Marvel Rivals? I like being him because if you're playing as him, I think it's if you hit your ultimate button again, you can grab somebody by the head and start, like, slamming them off the ground. I love doing that. I love doing that. It's so silly. You can just tank magic in Marvel. Couldn't you just, I don't know, like, melt their soul or something? Like, Scarlet Witch does that as like her ultimate or something, right? She just like melts people. Imagines Doctor Strange waving a witch's wand from out of nowhere and going, Hulk, you're now a toad, and he turns him into one. Yeah, like, can't he just do stuff like that? I don't know. Like, people can be like transformed into things through magic, right? Does it just not work if you're strong enough? If your power level is high enough, the magic just won't transform you or something? Why didn't they just send the Hulk to Mordor? Because while he was Hulk jumping over there, the Eye of Sauron would have shot a laser beam at him and sniped him out of the sky or something. I don't know. He would have been carrying the ring and the ring would have corrupted him because he's just a human and humans are corruptible. Duh. Bruce Banner feels guilt for the Hulk's actions? I don't know how that works. Does he? Are they like... How much control does he have while he's the Hulk? Is he fully in control, or is it like basically just another person? There was a guy with the mutant power to adapt to literally anything and become immune to literally anything. His power decided to teleport away from the Hulk. It's not a fight you generally win. Do the Avengers Loki slam? See, I haven't seen the Avengers. I don't know anything about the Avengers. Like, if I were to have to guess who's on the Avengers, if you were to give me like a tier list of like Marvel characters and have me place the ones that are like on the Avengers and not on the Avengers, I would say probably like Spider-Man's probably on the Avengers. Probably the popular ones. So like Spider-Man's probably there, Captain America's probably there, Iron Man's probably there, the Hulk's probably there. I think Thor's there. You have maybe Mr. Rocket Raccoon, because he I don't know. He's a meme lord, and like I know he exists. What about Doctor Strange is probably on the Avengers. Is Jeff an Avenger, Haru? No, he's too sweet. He's too sweet. He's too cute. What about who are some other? The Punisher is not on the Avengers. They will not allow him on the Avengers. Daredevil's probably an Avenger. Is Superman an Avenger? No! That's DC! I know this! I genuinely don't know if Ghost Rider's penance stare would work on the Hulk. That's the thing where, like, if they feel bad, he just, like, sends them to heck or something, right? I don't know what it actually does, but, like, I've seen panels of him, like, gazing into different people's eyes and just, like, kills them or something like that, right? Nick Fury made the Punisher an Avenger and something? Who is Nick Fury? Who's Nick Fury? I don't know who that is. Is Lobo an Avenger? Is he the dude who kinda looks like a member of KISS? Is Lobo the dude who kinda looks like a member of KISS? Nick Fury's done some stuff. Is who's Captain Rainbow? Who's Captain Rainbow? What's worse, a Hulk-sized frog or a frog with Hulk strength? The frog with Hulk strength, honestly. He gets a little cuckoo when he's Hulk. A bit nutty. Depends on the continuity. He gets a little mad. Comics are trying to be serious and gritty, but then you have the thing where purple fabric is nearly indestructible. What? Purple fabric is? Is this an in-canon thing? Haru posts on screen who you think is in the Avengers. Let me see if I can find like a. Is there like a superhero Marvel heroes tier list? Hold on, I won't face. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. Marvel heroes tier list maker. All right, I won't face. This is. God, this has like 200 plus characters. Let me see if I can get this on screen real quick. All right, on One Phase, we're playing a little game. Maybe we don't play Sonic. Maybe we don't play Sonic today. Let me grab. where's the superhero tier list one? Oh, alright, is there anything on here I need to not show? Doesn't look like it. Well, hold on, Amonphase. We'll do this for a change. We'll do this one for a change. Let me put this down here. Alright, Amonphase. Alright, let me crop this a tiny bit, and we will make a tier list. I'm here for the Zatsu anyway. Here we go, Amonphase. Let me bigify this. Let me blow this up. We'll turn this into on the Avengers. Did that change it? I don't know how to use this site. Delete row? Add row, but wait, that didn't do it. Oh, okay, there we go. Hold on. I'm figuring this out. We delete all of these ones. Delete row. Delete row. Delete row. Delete row. We'll have on the Avengers and who? Alright, Amonphase. Alright. Is Stiltman an Avenger? Who the heck is Stiltman? Honestly, you could probably put 95% of the characters in yes, and it would be correct some way. All right, Amonphase. All right, let's see. Here is who is on the Avengers and who is not on the Avengers. Well, I can make this more readable for you guys even. I think. Can I blow this up more? Here we go. Here we go. All right, Amonphase. Let me see who is on the Avengers and who is not on the Avengers. Adam Warlock, he is going. Let me change it. Not on the Avengers. We're gonna go with we will go with characters that are in the movies on the Avengers. Okay. Ghost Rider, but his penance stare makes people gay. It doesn't work that way, does it? Like, it just, like, melts people's heads or something. Alright, so Mr. Adam Warlock, not on the Avengers. Arrow, I've never heard of in my life. Agent Venom, isn't this Anti-Venom? That one's a no. No idea who this is. No idea who that is. Never heard of Angel. Ant-Man apparently flies up Thanos' butthole and blows him up, so he goes under yes. Wait, Scott and Eric, we'll just put them both in because I don't know who Scott is. I don't know who Eric is. Never heard of Banshee. The Beast is probably no because I think all of the what do you call them? The X-Men aren't really like brought up anymore. Me trying to figure out what I'm looking at in 680p on a phone screen. Hold on, can I make this tinier for you guys? Give me just a second. Will this work? How about this? Let me recapture this real quick. Let me recapture. Hold on. Ant-Man did what? I was told that apparently Ant-Man like flew up Thanos' butthole and blew him up. Is that not true? Did that not actually happen? Hold on, is this? There's Sonic the Hedgehog. Pretend you don't see Shadow. Well, why is it not showing this anymore? It doesn't want to show it unless I have it full screen. Well, that's a little bit annoying. Alright, that's a joke. It did happen? Wait, did it? Did it? Make a list of on the Avengers, on the X-Men, and a super. Oh, okay. What about characters that fall into both on the Avengers and on the X-Men and a super villain? There might be characters that fall into multiple categories. We'll change this one to on the X-Men. On the X-Men. How do I add a row above? This will be in the League of Naughty Guys. How about that? How about that? The League of Naughty Guys. I've never read the comics at all, so I wouldn't know. I'm lying? Face, don't lie to me. I'll believe it. We need one more category. Add a row below. This will be the row for none of the above. None of the above. Alright. Alright, Face. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me squish this down. Here we go. Here we go, Face. In the Marvel What If series, the old Ant-Man infiltrates Hulk and makes him explode with science or something. How do you explode the Hulk? How do you explode the Hulk? Beta Ray Bill, never heard of him. He's going down here. Bishop, never heard of him. Black Bolt, never heard of him. Black Knight, nope. Black Panther. He's either in the Avengers or none of the above. We'll say no. We'll say no. Black Widow. I think she's bad. Blade is cool, but wait, he's Marvel? Blade's in Marvel? What? Are we about to get canceled? What do you mean? Is Black Bolt the guy with the voice? What do you mean the guy with the voice? Blink I have never heard of. Bloodstone that just sounds evil. Bloodstone just sounds evil. There's already a bunch of comic book nerds in here. How do you think he's gonna kill Morbius? Did they ever fight? Here's a guy named Blue Marvel. I've never heard of him. Here's a guy named Blur. He looks evil. He looks naughty, honestly. He can go up there because he looks naughty. Boom Boom, she looks a bit evil. Brainstorm, she looks like she's wearing like a Fantastic Four outfit, but it also looks like a V. Maybe that's the like Venture Brothers outfit. You might want to redo the X-Men category. Oh right. Let's see. Mr. Warlock is not here. You're not here. You're not here. You're not here. Oh God. Let me make that a little bit bigger. You're not here. Are any of these X-Men so far? I don't think so. Hi, Broly. We can't be well actually with this. You gotta trust your instincts. You don't go here, you don't go here. Beast is on the X-Men. Beast is on the X-Men. You have at least 2 X-Men? Don't correct me! Don't correct me! Brother Voodoo goes over here. Bug. Bug can go in the League of Naughty Guys because he looks like he would eat me. I miss you so much. I'm sorry. I'm back now. I'm back. Professional cookie baker streams on Twitch for the first time. Has no idea what he's doing. Wholesome. Hi, Sigurd. How is your Tuesday going? Thank you for the head pat, Broly. Cable's really cool. He's a member of the X-Men, I think. Cannonball, I've never heard of. Captain America's definitely on the Avengers. I know this one. I know this one for sure. It's going good, right? Let me see. Well, let me just turn that off for now. That's in the way. That's in the way, 100%. Who else on One Face? Who else? I can cut off the edges of this as well. We don't need the edges of that. We've got Captain Universe I've never heard of, but they're probably good. Charlie 27, never heard of. Chase Stein. Cloak's cool, but he's just a random dude. Cloud9 goes and nobody. Colossus is an X-Man, I think. Right? Here's Cosmo the dog. Wait, I'm gonna have to just keep making this bigger. Let me just full screen that. He doesn't know. Cosmo the dog is probably nobody. Is it from X-Men or in the X-Men? I'm going to say in the X-Men. I'm going to say it's in the X-Men. Captain Britain. Is that a person? Captain Marvel can go on the Avengers. She looks like the one that people don't like, I think. Captain Marvel Mar-Vel. Hold on, can I just like zoom in? Yeah, hold on. I can just zoom this list in more for you guys so you can see a little bit better. There we go. And the League of Naughty Guys on the X-Men. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better now. Hopefully. My big fat tail's in the way. Let me get that off. Let me get that off. I'll scoot over a bit too. Just a little bit. Here, Owen face, here. This way you can see better. The comic book universe belongs to the British Empire. I don't know about that. This Captain Marvel goes here. Never heard of Crystal. Cyclops is definitely on the X-Men Owen face. I know this one. I know this one. This is fun. D-Man, never heard of. Dagger's cool, but she's not there. Daredevils. Isn't Daredevil evil sometimes? Is he? I don't think he's in the Avengers. Darkhawk I've never heard of. Dazzler I've never heard of. Deadpool's just he's just a dweeb. Devil Dinosaur! That has gotta go in the evil section. That has gotta be in the evil section. Who the heck is Devil Dinosaur, Owenfies? I by no means know all these characters, but maybe some do. I feel like maybe I should try to find a list that's only the characters in the movies, cause like, I haven't heard of a ton of these characters. Devil Dinosaur rules and he's a great guy. Captain Britain, not to be confused with Lord Bravery from Freakazoid or Lord British from Ultima. I know about Lord British. Whenever they did like Ultima Online, like, he was supposed to be invincible and somebody like found a way to kill him or something and they killed him like while he was live giving like a speech or something, I think, right? Have to go. Thanks for the planned yap session. Have a nice rest of your day, 3000 forever. This was totally unplanned. Domino just looks evil. She can go in the League of Naughtiness. Dr. Spectrum. You go in none of the above. Doctor Strange is... He's probably in the Avengers. Drax looks evil, I think. There's so many references in this and I understand them all. I need help. Warner Brothers owns DC. They could totally make Freakazoid a canon hero. Falcon probably goes up here in the none of the above. I have never heard of Fandral in my life. Wait, I think Firebird might be the Fire Witch that I was thinking of from Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage, I think. How dare you do that to my boy Drax? Wait, maybe it's Firestar. That one sounds more likely. Forge looks like he's kind of wearing like a Wolverine suit. He can go up here. He can go up here. Firebird is one of Spider-Man's amazing friends. Firestar. I always confuse those two. They have a very similar name, and if their powers are both based around fire, it's an understandable mistake. This guy's also wearing a Fantastic Four outfit. Gabby Kinney. She looks a bit wicked. She has wickedness in her heart. I know Gambit. Gamora, I have never heard of. Probably evil. Probably evil. Firestar had a cartoon with Spider-Man called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. It was comically bad. You're doing pretty good with the X-Men? Thank you! I'm trying my best based off of context clues such as I may or may not have heard of this character in relation to the X-Men before. I don't think there's a Ghost Rider at all on the Avengers. I think. Ghost Spider. Isn't that just Spider-Gwen? Giant Man. He looks evil. He can go in the League of Naughty Guys. Gib looks like a silly little dude. Gladiator looks a bit vicious, honestly. With a name like Gladiator and he's got like a mohawk, I'm gonna have to say no. Goliath can go in none of the above. Groot. He's from Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. I don't know if that necessarily puts him on the Avengers. Spider-Gwen is actually Spider-Woman and they renamed her Ghost Spider? Why do they keep changing it? Here's Gwen Poole. Is that a separate character from Spider-Gwen? Here's Hank Pym. I don't know who that is, but you guys were talking about him. He can go in none of the above. Havoc, I've also never heard of. Hawkeye, I hadn't heard of before I played Marvel Rivals. He's Groot. Is that all he says? Oh, if I scroll, it scrolls for you guys too. Hold on, there we go. There we go. Hawkeye, Kate. Never heard of her. Hawkeye is so lame. Here's Heckcat. He can go in the League of Naughtiness because he's looking a little bit nasty. A little bit. Let me see. It's getting to the point where I have to scroll a little bit to see all of these. Thank you for the head pat, Atomic Butthurt. Hercules goes in none of the above. Hawkeye is very cool, very based. What's so cool about him? Hogun looks kinda evil. He can go in the League of Naughtiness. Howard the Duck. I am aware of this man, but I don't know anything about him. Hulk Amadeus. He can go here, I guess. Hi, Kiwami. You profiling muties? You can't call them that. How are you today? Hulkling, I've never heard of. Does the Hulk have a son? Is that a thing? Reason why Hawkeye is cool. Number one, he uses a bow. I've used a bow before. The Hulk is definitely on the Avengers. No question. No question. Well, let me see. Human Torch android. Human Torch is Fantastic Four, I think. So he doesn't get to be on any of these lists. Husk looks evil. She can go up here. Like, that's Hulk's brother. Wait, really? Did he just also get Gamma Raid? My favorite X-Men is Sentinel because he kills the other X-Men? He's not on the X-Men, is he? Hyperion looks kinda cool. What's his deal? What does he do? Here's Iceman, who... Is he immune? I think I've heard of Iceman before. I think. He's doing decent with X-Men so far, bar a few. Is he? I'm gonna say no. Invisible Woman, she's Mr. Reed Richards' wife. I was about to say brother for a second. Oh man. It's getting to the point now where I cannot see the bottom without scrolling down. Can I like condense this somehow? Hold on. I've never done one of these before. What if I click this? That just scoots it up and scoots the other row down. There's gotta be a better way to do this, right? What if I hit the clear row images? What is that gonna do? Oh, okay. I think that cleared it, but didn't add them back into the pile. I think that's what we want. Hyperion is literally Superman? Is he? He's another one of Spider-Man's amazing friends? You mean Hawkeye? I don't know which person you're referring to. Iron Man is definitely up here. Ironheart I've never heard of. Jack Flag. You can be naughty. Jackpot doesn't look naughty. Jean Grey's an X-Man, I think? Iceman and Firestar were Spider friends? My favorite move of his is Hyper Sentinel Force? Hyper Sultanal Force? It's not a typo? What? I've never heard of Jessica Jones. I've never heard of Jocasta. Never heard of Jubilee. Never. Karnak looks evil. I've never heard of him though. Never heard of this person. Kid Colt looks kind of cool. Sentinel took our jobs? What do you mean? Kid Omega. There are way too many of these Wolfies. Lady Sif. Lockjaw looks like a pit bull, so he can go up here in the League of Naughty Guys. Longshot I have never heard of. Luke Cage I have never heard of. Mach X there are so many of these I have never heard of. I know of Magic from the game though. Mantis I know from the game. Martinex. Hold on, there's gotta be a better list for this. Hold the phone. Let me... I'm gonna see if I can find a tier list maker Marvel Heroes movies. I want just all the ones from the movies. They've gotta have that, right? Let me look. There are way too many on this regular list. You could just use the Marvel Rivals list. I wonder if they have one of that. Create an MCU Heroes tier list. Okay. Here's a good list, but they don't have the names on any of these people. I am not going to be able to tell who these are just by looking at them. Oh my god, I don't know any of these people on One Piece. That one's clearly, at least, there is one that is obviously Captain America. Didn't you guys talk about Luke Cage earlier? Isn't that a dude from, like, Mortal Kombat? I heard they modeled Squirrel Girl. She doesn't have one of those. Doesn't have one of those, okay. I can't find a good one for just, like, all of the characters from the movies. Thank you for the head pet, Shiroga. All 118 main characters as of 2024. These again don't have any of the people's names on them. Yeah, I don't know One Piece. I don't know. I can't find a good one for this. Let me see. Is there Marvel Rivals tier list? Marvel Rivals tier list maker. Oh, okay. That doesn't have any other names either. They need to include all of their names or else I am not going to know who these are. You go around like young Goku inspecting other animals' privates, Haru? She doesn't have one of those, okay. 100%. Is this... Well, let me turn this back on. Is this actually all of the characters from Marvel Rival? I swear there are more than this. There are, right? I don't think this is everybody. This is everybody? Are you sure? Is it really that small? Oh, okay. Let me get our, this'll be, X-Men. This'll be Avengers. This'll be Naughty. And this'll be good, but none of the above. Alright, I won't phase. Here we go. Since they're probably not in Marvel Rivals, Iceman was an X-Man, so was Bishop, Angel, and Banshee. I feel like I've maybe heard of Angel before, but not any of the others. I don't think. That X-Men naming convention. Wait. Is there a naming convention I'm missing? Okay, Mr. Warlock goes here, this Iron Fist goes here, you're an Avenger, you're nobody. Loki, I think he's naughty. He like flies around you and harasses you before matches begin. You're nobody. That's magic. You belong to the X-Men, but you're a naughty dude. Well, like you belong to the X-Men in continuity. You're not a member of the X-Men. I know that one. You go here. Moon Knight isn't naughty. That dude looks like Dread? Which one? Do you mean Mr. Magneto here? Honestly, I think Magneto is really cool. I think he is really cool in Marvel Rivals. You're nobody! I didn't mean it that way, Alphys! Hi Zartan, how is your Tuesday treating you? I gotta be honest, I don't even remember who this dude is. He's Namor? Black Panther? I don't think is on the Avengers. Hi Arya, how are you doing today? Going okay. I love to hear that. Moon Knight isn't naughty is a controversial statement. Well, I mean, he's like crazy schizophrenic and stuff, right? But he's like a good guy, right? Right. I think. Did I welcome you in, Duffman? Yeah, I gave you 2 welcomes already. You don't get a 3rd. Penny Parker, she goes over here. Psylocke is a member of the X-Men, but why is she Asian in Marvel Rivals? Like, I do not mean that in like a racial way, but like, isn't she normally just like a white lady? Isn't she half Asian? Is she? Why is she a ninja? I thought she was half Japanese. She's a ninja? Is she always? Didn't she like float around and like, I don't know, read people's minds or something? Am I wrong? I'm the favoritist of all time. I got 2.5 welcomes. He's like edgy Batman. Dracula owes him money. What? Why are you Japanese? I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I've seen this image. Is that the actual line or an edit? Mr. Raccoon is probably non-Avenger. Scarlet Witch is non-Avenger. I think she's good. I think Spider-Man is definitely an Avenger. That's a lot of nuts isn't an Avenger. I don't think Mr. Meme Lord is an Avenger. Storm is an X-Man. Punisher, he could kind of go into either of these, but we'll put him on the good guy side because he's more good than he is naughty. I would typically say. Psylocke's complicated, but she's currently Japanese. You can't just say somebody is currently a race. Thor, I think, is an Avenger, right? Black... Is she Black Widow? Is that her name? Is she bad? She can... She's probably bad. Black Widow's an Avenger? No! Really? No! Venom is usually like an anti-hero, but he starts out naughty, so we'll put him on the naughty list. We're trying to test his knowledge. She's a lot of things whenever the story needs her to be. Yeah. No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm gonna skip over here and grab Hulk. I know he's an Avenger. Miss Hecka seems kind of naughty. Those are just the vibes I get from her, from knowing absolutely nothing. Black Widow is a Spider-Man clone? Even stealing is... Really? Really? Mr. Groot isn't an Avenger, I don't think. Is this Hawkeye? I don't think he's an Avenger. Mr. Strange is probably an Avenger. You're definitely an Avenger. You're an X-Man. Cloak and Dagger... who's this? Winter Soldier? Isn't he naughty? He's Captain America's villain or something, right? They were like war buddies, and then he like turns naughty from naughty serum or something. I think. He killed Black Panther's dad. Did he? He's tragic. How did I do, Alone Phase? How did I do here? How did I do? There you go. Now that you're done, Hawkeye is totally an Avenger, so is Black Panther. Are you sure? In the movies, because like I was trying to go based off the movies because like you guys were saying, I feel like if you go by if you go by like just all the runs of the comic books, I feel like everybody could technically fit in basically every category except for maybe X-Men. Like, I'm sure there's a continuity where like Spider-Man would go in the naughty bracket, or like Rocket Raccoon would go in the Avengers bracket, or like Squirrel Girl would go in the maybe not the X-Men bracket. Oh, that's a good one. What's a good one? In the movies, they both 100% are. Black Panther isn't always an Avenger. Oh, okay, so if I were to do this properly, Mr. Panther goes up here. Alright, cookies have been acquired. Let's go. I hope you like them, Finbar. Don't forget. Also, how are you doing today? Don't forget, there is a note in your package for you. It is a Christmas well wishes note, and it has my perfume spritzed on it. Just to let you know, so you don't throw that out. Who else did you guys say? Here's another test. Add a tier for Guardians of the Galaxy. See if you can find them. Okay. Let me see. Add a row above. This will be. Let me pull this down a little. This will be Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know what Guardians of the Galaxy is or means, other than like it was a movie. I know Mr. Lord is from that. I think Mr. Warlock is from the Rocket Raccoon's definitely from that. I think maybe Jeff is. We'll put him here. Time for family dinner. Catch you all next time. Bye, Pudding. Bye, Pudding. Do you start an hour later now? I do not, but I was doing this before we get into the game. Let me see. Are there any other dudes I think are on the you guys said Hawkeye is on the Avengers. No idea what that shark is, by the way. Baby shark. Gonna go eat dinner, then feed the cookies to my Gunpla / Plamo. Enjoy your food, everybody. What are you all having for dinner? What are you all having for dinner? And where's mine? Black Widow is a full-fledged Avenger. Is she not naughty? Okay, she gets moved up there. Venom is definitely naughty. Okay. So now that you guys have corrected me on some things, does this list look right? Does it look right? Black Widow is a Catwoman clone? Is she? She's naughty sometimes. Seafood boil? See, I've never enjoyed a seafood boil personally. You mean like with like crawfish and stuff, right? I had this amazing spicy Tex-Mex chicken dish. That sounds great. I haven't had Mexican food in forever on One Phase. She's an everything character depending on what they wanted her to do that day. You did okay for the most part. Guardians of the Galaxy tier is missing one and has an extra, I think. Someone double check me. In that case, I'll say maybe not Mr. Shark. Mantis is probably from there. She looks alien-y. Let me see. Are there any other alien-looking people? I know from playing Marvel Rivals that apparently like Scarlet Witch is Magneto's daughter, because they have a really sweet encounter where like Magneto's like, once I eliminate all of the nasty humans, you can come live with us on, what did he call it? Like Krakoa or something like that? His like mutant island, even though you're not a mutant. And she's like, nope. But it was really sweet because he loves his daughter. Maybe. Hopefully. All right, is this right now? Did I do a good job? How do you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10? Wait, I solved the 100k cookie redeem. I gotta turn that off. Hold on. I gotta turn that off. I forgot to turn that one off. Okay, it's gone now. It's gone now. I have sent out all the cookies. If somebody were to redeem that, I would have nothing for you. 6.5 out of 10, better than most. See, I've absorbed a little bit of knowledge over time. A little bit. All right, let's get this. Let's get that back off screen. I hope you liked it. I won't fees. Re-add it. I want to buy more cookies. You're not getting more. I sent them all out. Let me get a drink real quick, and then I'll show you fan art, and then we'll talk about cookies just a tiny bit, and then we'll play Shadow the Hedgehog. Is Scarlet Witch an Avenger in the comics? I'm sure everybody is at some point. Alright, Elmfies, here is your fan art for the day. I hope you're ready. Actually, I have the cookies first. Here are the cookies. Here are the cookies, Elmfies. This is what I've been busy doing for like the last week. It has been stressful. It has been stressful. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. I made, let me see, how many? Almost 2,000 cookies. I don't think I actually got a proper count. Okay, no, I made 1,822 cookies. Why do you have a Padoru emote? Because Sam made it for me. And we still had extra emote slots available. What do you think of our new emote, Elmfies? What do you think? Wait, she's a mutant in the comics, right? So she an X. Wait. Is she? Because whenever Magneto's talking to her in Marvel Rivals, he implies she's not a mutant. He implies that at least. 99% of characters basically have been at some point. The egg cookie. So the egg cookie. We will go over the egg cookie, but I spent my weekend, my last week rather, I made 1,822 cookies. I bagged them all up, I boxed them up, and I sent them out. If you are one of the people who won cookies, don't forget your bag is also going to include, in addition to your cookies, it is going to include a handwritten note from me with my perfume spritz on it. Make sure you get that too. Make sure you don't, like, you can throw it away with the box if you want, but if you want to keep that, if you want to keep it or look at it, make sure you don't like toss the box out before you actually see that's there. I tried to put it in a way that you would almost certainly see it, but no promises. No promises. It might end up on the bottom depending on how you open it. Consume it. Consume the perfume. Don't eat my perfume, please. Don't eat my perfume. I use that stuff to smell nice. Throw it away. I mean, if you want to throw it away, I'm not gonna stop you. So, here are all of the cookies. I am going to make a visual guide for what's what. Probably after stream time if I don't forget. If somebody like sends me a message about that and reminds me, I will love you so much. I will love you so much. I'm not going to remember that in like 2 or 3 hours. 100%. Framing the card and passing it down as a family heirloom. Gonna use it as a bookmark. Be careful that the paper that I wrote it on, it was from a really cute notebook that I found from like my local Asian store. I went down there and they have like a really tiny stationery section, and they had a really cute little notebook that had little bears on it. And I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect. Glad I didn't redeem this. Just know I'd get the mystery sauce one. I didn't do anything weird with anybody's cookies. I am one of those people who highly food safety and like respecting people's food is very important to me. I would never, ever, ever, ever do anything weird with somebody's food, with one exception. If you are weird about like organ meat, and you're coming to my house for like a holiday, I usually put organ meat in my gravy, and like I'm not gonna make a big deal about that. I'm not gonna make a big deal about that one. Har has a food handler's card. What's a food handler's card? Is that something you need to like work at a food place? If so, I don't have one. Am I gonna get in trouble? I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm both food and hand washing certified. Do you need a hand washing certification? Har is the type to offer OJ and not tell you it has pulp. Pulp is the good kind, but I will tell you. I like to get the more pulp stuff personally. Too late, it already rhymes. I must consume the perfume. Sorry if I didn't hear it earlier, but thanks for the attribution, Haru. You're so welcome. Thank you for the emote. Thank you for the emote. It looks great at emote size on Twitch. So like it's kind of hard for me to go over what's what since I can't like physically draw on this image or anything. I don't think there's an easy way for me to do that like here, but There's a Russian tea cake. There's an espresso dark chocolate cookie. There's a German forest cake. There's a Neapolitan cookie. The one you guys think looks like an egg is it's a hot chocolate cookie with a little bit of spicy pepper in it. I think it has like cayenne in it, and it has a marshmallow toasted over top. What I did is after I finished the cookie, no, it's an egg. It's not an egg. After I finished the cookie, I put the oven back on broil and had to like throw them back in for like just a couple seconds and watch them to make sure it got brown, because I do not have a hand torch yet. I need to get one of those. I really need to get one. I have a certified certification of certification. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Hand washing certification exists. It was a free course given to me. It gave me an edge applying to stuff? I had no idea. I had no idea. Okay, those are the cookies. I'll make an image to post up on my Twitter again for like a visual guide for what's what and like how you should best enjoy them and whatnot. But that's not gonna be until after stream time. So if you want to get the most bang for your buck out of the cookies, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Flambade. It's not an egg cookie, Elmphase, okay? And next we have some Finner. This was also by our friend Big Nerd Sam. This is my you may do you recognize this Elmphase? Do you recognize this symbol? Do you perhaps see it somewhere on screen? Point out the symbol if you see it on screen, Elmphase. Point out the symbol. Oh my god, Illuminati? No! It's not Illuminati, okay? I sent a reminder for the cookie guide. Thank you so much, Finbar. Many cases of unwashed hand. Your kanji suck? It's not kanji! That's not kanji! Thank you for the follow, Riddle Rabbit. I hope you're having a nice, what's today? Tuesday. I hope you're having a nice Tuesday. Thank you for dropping by. I've never recognized anything in my life. What are you, a cop? Right there? Right there? I am, thank you. I'm super glad to hear that. So since nobody can point the symbol out, it's on my right arm down there. Who can tell me what this symbol is? Who can tell me what this symbol is? But bonus points if you can identify this symbol on face. Transparency. The summoning sigil? Yeah, this is okay, Elmphase. Don't forget, I'm a demon. I'm a demon. I'm a heckhound, straight from heck. If you want to summon me, all you gotta do is draw my summoning sigil and give me a good offering. It's your reverse spot? My what? My what? It's a Wendy's logo? That's not the Wendy's logo! That is definitely not the Wendy's logo! Come on! You can do better than that. But this was drawn by our friend Sam. Thank you so much, Sam. You've been doing so much nice stuff for me lately. I appreciate it. What was our next one I have? Okay. This one. This is cute, Elmphase. This one's really cute. This was a gift commission. The person who commissioned it, they asked me not to share who did it. But here is your very first Haru. Wait, very first? I think this is our first Christmas art. Let me. No, this is not our first Christmas art. Veda did me a Christmas art. I think it was last year. What do you think, Elmphase? What do you think? Let me blow this up so you can take it in. It's kind of tiny at the size I had it. Hold on. There we go. Let me scoot it all on screen, and let me scoot over just a touch here so you can see it a bit better. What do you think, Elmphase? That appears to be a waifu! Elmphase! Elmphase! I can't be a wife. That's not how that works. Okay? But check it out, Elmphase. What do you think? I thought this turned out so cute! I love this so much! I love this one so much. Give us your best paruru. See, I don't actually know how she says it. I don't know how she says it. I have never seen whatever that comes from before. I don't know how she says it. I don't know what to say. Oh, cute. Will be a wife when the domestication arc ends. I won't phase. You can turn me into a dog. You can't turn me into a wife. I am a dude. Dudes don't get turned into wives. Okay. All right. Hashire soreyo. Wait, is that the one video somebody posted in the Awonfi Cord once? But what do you think overall, Awonfi's? I think this is adorable! I think this is cute! Hari delivering cookies? My. This was by, let me see, who's the artist for this one? This was again a gift commission. I posted it on my going live tweet today on Twitter. This was from Kurusu Han. If you want to look them up, they have a skeb. They've only done like a couple things so far, but I love how this turned out. It looks so cute, always. It looks so cute. I love this one so much. Let me see if I can. Let me put it all back on screen real quick, like real quick. There, a little bit more. There you go, Awonfi's. What do you think? I thought this looked so good. Let me not cover you guys up. I don't want to cover you guys up. I care about everything you have to say, Awonfi's. Dude wife? Not with that attitude. Awonfi's. I can't be a wife. It's not how it works. I can be a husband. I can be a husband. I will be the most masculine husband you have ever seen. Hari, can you show me those shoes? You want to see my shoes? I love my shoes. You're lucky that I love my shoes. Hold on, let me put my feet on screen because I love my shoes. Check out my shoes. Thank you for the head pet, Kiwami. Check out my shoes. What do you think, Awonfi's? Pretty cool, right? Pretty Shadow the Hedgehog like. I'm a big time fan of these shoes. Hi Redoni, how are you? How are you doing today? It's good to see you. Let me get my tail back up here too. Banger shoes. I love my shoes, Awonfi's. My artist did such an excellent like 10 out of 10 job on my shoes. I did not give him any direction on them whatsoever, and he went wild. Haru, you're gonna be killed in those heels in the image. Huh? Wait, you mean the shoes on this? I gotta be honest, Awonfi's, I've told you guys numerous times, I cosplay as a girl like all the time. Walking in heels is not as hard as people make it out to be, but after spending an entire day walking around a convention in heels, oh my god, my feet hurt so bad. So bad. It's cold here. I'm gonna buy an electric blanket. But it hurts. It does hurt, but it's not gonna, like, kill me, you know? Third person? Okay. Haru has turned on the third person redeem. Honestly, like, Haru would probably wear shoes with heels more often if Haru could find some that were more comfortable. The fact that your feet are, like, your toes are all squished up at the bottom, or that's the thing that Haru does not like about wearing heeled shoes, you know? Most masculine husband has booty shorts. They're called dolphin shorts. They're called dolphin shorts. Okay. Hi Haru, good to see you. How are you enjoying those kicks? Haru loves Haru's shoes. Haru apologizes for the lapse in third person. Haru really loves Haru's shoes so much. What if those were Game Boy Color heels? Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean? But this was our gift commission by mystery gifter friend. Haru will not spoil their identity. Okay, dolphin booty shorts. They're just called dolphin shorts. But it hurts. Haru is a stronger woman than Dolphin. Haru doesn't know about that. Haru doesn't know about that one. Then there's this one that Richard made. Big Richard is back in town. Big Richard is back in town. Let Haru get a drink real quick while you guys enjoy this. Big Rick? No, it's Big Richard. It's Big Richard. Booty shorts are much more intense. What do you mean intense? They were like a pair of platform shoes that could hold a Game Boy Color. Look them up. 1 second. Are they going to come up if Haru just looks that up? Game Boy Color platform shoes. Wait. Wait. These were... Was this contemporary with the Game Boy Color? Yes? This is the first time Haru's hearing about this. Check these out. These were made by a fashion designer. For some reason. Brandoni never seems to catch Big Richard whenever he's back in town. Richard is here in chat, don't worry. Large Richard has returned to the city. Gigantic Johnson has emerged in the metro. Haru is apparently a Big Richard for today. These shoes are interesting. Oh yeah, Tokai would totally wear those, said nobody. Yeah, Haru doesn't know who these are marketed towards. That looks mentally unwell? Like, this is just screaming to have your Game Boy broken. Even if they fit in perfectly and you can put an entire person's weight on them and they won't like break or anything, like, you're going to ruin your Game Boy. There's gonna be like dirt and water and sludge and I don't know. Haru doesn't know. Small animals down there that you're going to be stomping on. Massive Mike has arrived in the urban area. Mike isn't a shortening of that one. Mike doesn't fit. Those are clearly for the club. But what if your Game Boy falls out and somebody steps on it? What is the use case for these? Hold on. Here is Nike has more of them. Check these out on One Phase. Check these out. Which Game Boy shoe are you going to strap on and wear to the club on One Phase? Hi, Mr. Pokelips. How are you? It's been a while. I hope you've been well. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you for the head pat. Strap on? Yeah, which one are you gonna strap on One Phase? Break your Game Boy? More like break your ankle. Small animals like Haru. One Phase, don't step on Haru. Tyrannical Tim has entered the lobby. It's like those freaks that had goldfish in their shoes. Could they get them out and like feed them and stuff? Haru's pretty sure Haru's seen those before. How's Haru? The third person just ended, so now I'm doing so much better. I'm doing so much better. I'm doing great. I just got off of baking like 2,000 cookies. Do they have one that supports BGB? What is BGB? BGB. Number 15. You first. I'm doing so good. The one with the Nintendo DS so I don't fall over. Is there there also a pair of DS shoes? Nintendo DS platforms. Doesn't look like they're DS shoes. Hello, Haru, my beloved. Hi, Princess Sun. How are you doing? How are you today? The fish mostly died. That's really sad to hear. It sounds like a nightmare for the goldfish. Yeah, like those were not okay. Those were not okay. My favorite retro wolf chiba. I want phase. I know I say it all the time, but like, by virtue of the fact that you probably don't know any other heck hounds, like I get to be your favorite, but I also have to be your least favorite. Just saying. Holy crud, that's a lot of cookies. I will show them off again shortly. Let me see. Do we have more fan art? We do. I want these. This piece of fan art. Today I have some special fan art. It's you. I want these. Check it out. somebody drew a bunch of different fan mascots for a bunch of different VTubers, and here's you, Awomfies. Unfortunately, I don't know who drew this. So I don't know who you can direct your love to. Where are the Awomfi emotes? See, you guys are so flat, it's hard to get you as an emote. I want to get an Awomfi emote. I want to really badly. Trust me. Is the karma check broken? Sometimes it just doesn't seem to work. I'm super duper sorry. I feel like, honestly, I should just turn all of the karma system stuff back off until I get it working right again. I know the original Hound from Heck, Cerberus, and Fuchi. What kind of cookies? I made like 15 or 16 different kinds. I made like almost 2,000. It was so many cookies. You say this? I know at least 4 other Heck Hound VTubers. Well, okay. Heck Hounds are distinct from the other kind of hounds. If they come from the more sinister place, that's different from a Heck Hound. Okay? Flat? Did you step on him? No, whenever you guys become Awomfies, you go through the flattening machine that turns you flat enough to, you know, be an Awomfi. It makes you flatten up. Hi, G-Clef. Is that too loud, Awomfies? Did that blow your ears out? Thank you for the 19 months. I think G-Clef has been here since like the very beginning. How is your Tuesday going? Oh, you couldn't hear it? Okay, I gotta fix that. So loud I heard nothing. Just right? Hold on. So I've been having this problem recently where, by default, I have a lot of, I have all of my, I have like a lot of my alert stuff, like, how do I put this? Controlled through OBS. Randomly, they will break. And the way that you unbreak them is by forcing them to make a noise and then turning back on the control through OBS thing. So I just turned that off and I was like, I'll just let that like do its thing. And hopefully it's not too loud, but it just doesn't go to you guys if I don't have it that way, I guess, which is annoying, which is really annoying because it's going to keep breaking, and every time it breaks, I forget how to fix it. Every single time. Also, no, I don't step on Awomfies. I know some Awomfies might go for that kind of thing, but this is a no feet zone. Okay? Platform shoes with Awomfies in the heels? What if instead of wearing platform shoes, what if I just strap 2 Awomfies to my feet and I have you guys do the walking for me? What about that? I'll put like little straps around you and I'll just like slide my feet in. Awomfi slippers. Yeah, exactly. We don't do that here in Heck. You'd need strong legs. The Awomfis they've been training for this day. No feet Zen shows the dogs on request. Hey, my feet are covered up in shoes. Okay, totally different. Still no feet, even with that in mind. All right, Awomfis. Before I circle back around and show off the cookies one last time, it's time for your console of the day. Your console of the day today is a Virtual Boy. What do you think? It is, this was from like 2020, believe it or not. They were giving away all of these consoles, and they got a Virtual Boy for some reason, and also covered it in their modern G4. Never mind. Back when G4 TV existed. Did they like die again after 2020? Like they died for a while, didn't they? I never watched G4 in my entire life, I don't think. You're gonna get some Awomfies. I'd be far too eager for that role. Awomfies. Would you sign up to be my slippers? What do you think? I was just imagining Haru standing on 2 Awomfies and being ran to the 7-Eleven for Monster Zero Ultra Strawberry. I love that stuff so much. They're so delicious. No? I thought they were dead for real? They died again almost insanely fast after the revival. Unfortunate, but I don't feel like I never watched G4, but it didn't really feel like the kind of thing that would last in the modern era. But I don't know. I don't know. Here is the Virtual Boy with Ebenezer Sess, Mr. Adam Sessler. I have no idea what this dude is up to these days. Cashing in on nostalgia works sometimes. See, like, maybe I'm just out of touch. Did that many people watch G4? I didn't get G4. Crack, probably? What do you mean? Oh boy, I've always wanted to accelerate my eye strain. And then, here's like an actual picture of the console itself and not just like a promo pic. I guess this is a promo pic too, but they did this in 2024 for like a Christmas stream or something like that, and they gave out like a Switch, Xbox Series X, and a PS5 that were all Christmas branded, and like, I thought this was cute. I am honestly surprised that there aren't more consoles that have like a wrapped up like a Christmas present kind of branding on them. This is the only one I could find. Haru stands on me. He's finding himself at the Chinese restaurant that speaks Cantonese before English. Why? Why are you taking... honestly, they probably have some pretty good food there. Square Enix, Nintendo, Disney. They didn't get caught. They were actually going out of their way to insult people on TV as much as possible. They kept calling their viewer base bad things I can't repeat here. Wait, did they? I won't phase. That's something where, like, I can't understand that. Also, look, they have Hello Kitty notes. They have Hello Kitty note cards, and there's a dog back there. But, like, I can't understand that. I love you guys. I don't understand, like... I do not understand the... How do I put it? I don't understand the contempt for your viewer base thing. Maybe I'm not big enough yet. Maybe once you get past a certain largeness threshold, you just hate your viewers or something. But like, I love you guys. You guys are great. You guys are what makes me able to do what I do. Flint's going to bed now. Good night, Hart. Sleep well, Flint. Thank you for dropping in. It was good to see you. I love G4. Watch it almost every day after school. Like, I don't really know what they did other than, like, review games. I think they played a lot of Cops, the TV show. Did they play a lot of Cops on One Piece? If I become your shoes, can I walk you to apply at McDonald's? You can walk me to McDonald's, but I'm not going to buy anything there, and I'm not going to apply. I don't wanna work at a McDonald's. I am happy being a NEET other than the no money thing. That one kind of sucks, if I'm to be honest. Hi, Vivek! How are you doing? Hello, my favorite pet heckhound. You can't call me a pet. I'm not domesticated. If it was that Virtual Boy that somebody modified to be an actual good handheld, maybe I'd go for it. Honestly, like, I want a Virtual Boy. I would love to have like one of every console myself. You're not? We need to work on that. I am not domesticated on One Piece. You can't just like, you can't call me a dog. It doesn't work that way. They did later on. Strategic dog placement. I can understand it, but that's not for a wholesome stream. What is it? Haru, please show the Metal Gear Rising on One Piece. Which one? The drawing I did where like I was punching it? Is that the one you mean? Let me get a drink real quick. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing so great. Yeah, that one, please. Let me see. How do I find that one? That is in my aptly titled Kill Me folder where everything I've ever drawn lives. Because, my lord, I am so bad at art and I hate everything I draw. But here's the really big L1 that I was giving the Metal Gear Rising punches to. Oh, you still play video games? Don't you know that's for baby? All the cool streamers need just chatting. I mean, if you guys want, we can just extend this for like another hour and 15 minutes. I've already been going at it for almost 3 hours. Cops was during the Dead era. I miss Haru art. I saw that folder. Don't hate your art. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm a terrible artist. I can't draw to save my life. I'm awful. I'm awful. Let's get that back off screen. Nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see that. Let me see. Let's circle back around one more time to the cookies and Wolfies. Here are your 1,000. Let me check the number again. Here are the 1,822 cookies I made, bagged and ready to ship to you guys. A couple of you have already got your boxes. I am so super glad to hear that. Again, if you have not gotten in touch with me for the tracking number, please do so if you want it. If you trust that it'll arrive safely, like, that's fine too. That's fine too. As you can see, up along the top, I won't phase, up along the top. Let me get the other one on screen. Here you go. Up along the top, I have a ticker. I'm going to leave that run for like the rest of December, I think. It cost me $1,103.22 to bake all of the cookies for all of the ingredients and everything. I have a breakdown for the cost if you're wondering how much anything was. So far, you guys have been kind enough to donate $445.94 back. So if you would like to help out on the cost of ingredients, I know a couple of you said about that, and a couple of you have been pretty generous in that regard. I have that there. The breakdown for the price, let me run over that real quick with you. The breakdown in general for the price is, and I quote, I went through every single receipt that I kept after the baking, and it took me about 5 days to actually do all of the baking. It took me like, I think 2 or 3 days to get everything bagged up. I don't remember, and then like, it was a bit after that to get all the shipping done. And then about 12 store trips, it was $742.70 in baking ingredients. I got as much as I could at Costco, but a lot of the stuff I had to buy from the regular store, and it was pricey. And then it was $135.22 for boxes that I used for shipping to you guys. It was $115.30 for vacuum seal bags. And then I had to buy a new vacuum sealer because I lost my old one, so that was $109.99. Dang, dude, you're a bakemono. My mind was thinking bake it first. I'm sure that's what you were going for, right? But here's a picture of all of the different cookies you can expect in your box. If you got a box, hopefully they all arrive before Christmas. I would love so much if you guys could have all of them before Christmas. I know some of you live in Canada. That's going to be a little bit rough because of the Canadian postal strike, but I really hope you all get them in time. That would mean a lot to me if you guys could have them in time for Christmas. That would mean so much to me. Alright, Omphase. That was all I had for this stuff. Now we play Shadow the Hedgehog. I had to think for a second. I miss horror drawing. I've been drawing my whole life and I still can't say I'm very good. Draw for fun. Looking back at my drawings is kind of rough, honestly. So it's not my favorite thing. Hold on. Why is it saying Shadow the Hedgehog? Is the audio not playing for you guys? Oh, hold on. Let me go over here. You can't hear this, right? Right? It says it's making no sound. We cannot... Oh, okay. Omphase, while I fix this, you guys need to... You need to, like... I don't know, sing it to yourself for me. Do like Kiwami. Just sing the song. Sing the song. I'm going to, like, just turn this off real quick and close it and hopefully turn it back on. I don't know why it isn't working. It should be, but sometimes things just don't work the way we want them to on One Piece. Sometimes things like to fight a little bit. It always wants me to update stuff, and I don't want to do that. Alright, let me see. Here's your Here's this. Is this good now? No. No, it isn't. What's going on here, album phase? I feel like every time I come back from a break from streaming, something doesn't work properly. Something doesn't work properly every single time. Hold on, let me troubleshoot this. This should go through here. Is that right? Oh man. Oh man, I won't phase. This is going to be a pain in the butt. I hate having to troubleshoot things live. Sometimes things just don't work. Hold on. That's the right one. I think I'm going to have to take a break real quick to fix this. I don't know why it's not working. Let me get in game real quick and double check. Yeah, you guys aren't getting anything. You guys aren't getting anything. Stretch/ad break while we fix. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. It is unfortunately not making any sound. We don't hear the gunshots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, LMPs. Let me put you guys on break. I'll set it for like 5 minutes. If I get it fixed sooner, we'll be back sooner. Give me just a second, LMPs. I'm super sorry about this. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.